Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dinner and a Game, where my machines do not cooperate and neither do my players. Hi guys, how y'all doing?
I didn't do it.
I'm not cooperating.
Nobody
so
told
I
me
can't
about
tell you.
cooperation.
That was not in my contract.
That was
Yeah.
not in
No.
my contract.
Yeah, cooperation is not. Consent is on there, but cooperation is not. I'm amending all contracts from this point forward. The fuck was I thinking?
You were thinking?
What
I
the
wasn't.
fuck? Like we have contracts.
It's a dangerous pastime.
It's a dangerous pastime.
Are you telling me that Sam made me sign a contract and it wasn't even for this?
Yeah, but, well, he did say
What?
services,
I don't know
but
what
he
you're
didn't
talking about.
dictate anything. So, hey, what you and Sam sign contracts for is M's business only. So I'll just leave it at that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just
Fair
speaking
enough.
to your owner now, Sam. You can just shush.
Listen,
I don't see
Oh,
no
yeah,
owner. There's no
like
gun in the
that,
back
bro.
of my
I
head.
just
There's a barcode.
Oh, that's right.
I haven't been
can add
owned
real
since
quick.
2017. What you mean?
Uh-huh.
I just want
Let me
shareable
wait.
rights
Let me
to
just
the
DM
images in
M
the
real
video.
quick on
That's all I
Discord
want.
and tell her what you're saying there, Sam.
Do it.
Wow, 1 week out from the wedding anniversary. This is how we
Wait,
got it.
we want
Look,
to
there's
punch the
nothing that's
face,
going to top
apparently.
how shitty that day was, okay?
Top, you
Didn't look at
say?
it then.
Somebody was tapping.
Wait. Speaking
Somebody
of
was
top, I was
topping.
We all
DMing
know
M
who
No.
will
tonight.
stop it.
Yeah, you were.
That day was nothing but anxiety, rage, and just pain. Physical pain and discomfort.
As a good topping should be.
Right.
I wish it was.
I
I don't want to talk about that day. I want to move past
So
it.
anyway, Dinner and a Game is
Fair.
an 18 plus stream. If you're not 18, then you're 12.
Get out.
you
Get
gotta
out.
Get out.
Get out.
You
You
gotta
gotta
get
get
out of
out.
here.
You don't
Get
belong.
outta here.
You don't
We
have
love
to go
you.
home.
We love you.
But you
We'll see you in
actually
6
cannot
years.
stay here.
Okay, the message went out in chat. It has been distributed. It is known by everyone now. Ladies and
18
gentlemen,
plus.
welcome back to Dinner and a Game, where we gather at least hopefully once a week. We come together to play games, to have fun, to knock off, to be perverts, and basically to share smut books before the show comes on, so everyone has their reading list prepared. And when are you guys gonna do Spork Norks?
I think we should do Spork Norts for Cougarville.
For
Listen,
Cougarville?
my
Yes,
life,
that'll
my
be our
life
Is that,
just
is
stopped
that gonna be
falling
the first
apart
episode of
last
Spork
week.
Norks?
My life just
Cougarville?
stopped falling apart last week. So now
But
that I'm
Spork
no
Norks
longer
could have been a beautiful distraction for you while you were terrified.
no, I just felt really bad and depressed.
That's very valid.
That would have.
Yeah.
You're right. That wouldn't have been quality Spork Norks.
Exactly. It wouldn't have been fun. I wouldn't have been like, like there would have been no bits. I would have just been like, hey guys,
I
it's me
just feel like
again.
this is going to Spork Norts is gonna
I'm about
like
to cry.
devolve into Trixie Mattel and Katya.
100%. That's the goal. That is the goal.
All right. Well, we'll talk
Um,
about that sometime.
Yep.
I don't even have any time to say when.
I just tried to Google most prolific smut author and Google autofilled serial killers, and I'm like, no, I don't care about that. I want to know who has written more books than Evangeline Anderson, because if it's no one, I have to do Cougarville out of respect.
I feel like Ruby Dixon is close.
So, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
gonna check.
we're not really relying on Patreon anymore. If you follow us as Sports on Patreon, it's wonderful. But we are trying to get back.
Never
We're
mind,
in the
it's
affiliate
late.
program. But I will still set up for like the $5 and over level in Patreon. I will still set up the chat so you guys can actually jump in and watch the call before the game. Because
Oh, God.
it started out so normal this week. We were talking about the weather.
Call bullshit.
We were talking about the weather.
I call
We were
bullshit.
Talking about the weather. And
We
from
were.
there, we got to porn.
Yes.
And
To be
I
fair,
had
the
no
air is
fucking
dirty.
clue how it
Dirty.
happened.
Yep.
The air is dirty.
air
Canada's
is
on
dirty.
fire.
The air's
The air is dirty, Canada's on fire, we're talking about work, and then we got to porn.
Yeah.
So, ladies and
Natural
gentlemen, welcome back to
progression.
Dinner
The
Game.
internet's for, isn't it?
The internet is for porn.
Avenue B. Best use of puffets ever. Oh, so
No, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm not
we're
going
not talking about that movie fucking ever, Sam.
Muppet Treasure Island?
No.
Oh, such a good movie.
I love
Muppet
Muppet
Christmas
Treasure
Carol?
Island.
No.
Not to mention, there's the
Also
whole
fantastic.
affair with Miss Piggy and a certain actor on that film. So,
Muppet Treasure Island?
uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Yeah,
God
Miss
damn
Piggy
it.
can get it.
You've cheapened the Muppets
Sand.
for me. Anyway,
Some pies, though.
tonight we're supposed to be playing D&D. We might get to it eventually. We hope you all
Eventually.
are enjoying what we've gone through so far. Last week we went to a brothel. I flirted with everybody. And there was fun to be had. Only 137. Gotcha. There you go.
Wow, I think this is it. I think I found her.
That's
the
more
final
nice
boss of
Barbarians.
Smutbooks.
And
The
now,
final
and now
boss.
you have a goal, Milagros. You have a target number, and you're gonna have to hunt her down and kill her so she stops writing books.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna have to
God.
kill her first.
You're gonna go to her
Right?
house. You're gonna go to her house to kill her, and then you're gonna be like breaking into her secret room where she writes all her novels, and you're gonna open up a filing cabinet, and you're gonna see like 300 unpublished novels in there,
No, literally.
and you're just gonna shoot yourself right there.
Yeah, no, I fear this woman. She is so powerful.
Or worse,
Yeah,
you just
that's a
find
little scary.
find a teleporter to a different dimension. It's like, oh, so that's actually been doing it.
Can I
This
subscribe to her
isn't
newsletter? Because if
isn't
she
fiction at all.
if she does any event in New York, like I have to go. Like
Be
out of
like,
respect.
how?
Out of respect, truly.
Yes.
Oh my god, 237.
You're gonna walk up and
That's
just like
not
have a chicken
luck.
in one hand
Gotta
and like,
get
I
spicy.
sacrifice for you.
Right? Like, oh my god.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
How do you pick a
Aside from
favorite that many?
230 smut novels, we are going to talk about other things, we swear. So, first off, how is everyone doing? Is everyone having a good week so far?
It's
It's
a
hump
week.
day. We're
It's a
almost
week.
done.
Yeah,
It is a hump day.
it's been all right. It's
It's-
been very,
you know,
very,
it's-
very humid. So I'm like,
It's not done. The weekend is coming.
Yeah.
Well, Sam,
Got
Mm.
tea, and that's all that matters.
what's wrong with the weekend, Sam?
Tea is worth it.
Huh. People think, oh, the Monday's the worst. Monday's the worst. No, not when you're working the whole weekend. No.
Well, yeah, Sam, you're working retail
Well,
though,
that's
so
perspective. Yeah.
I work at a coffee shop.
you work at Starbucks, dude. Like the busiest
we
coffee
make
chain
almost
in the world.
8K within the first 4 hours of opening.
You do charge $11 for a coffee, so let's be realistic here.
We are
mean,
the
8K
only
is not
store
that
that is
much.
not doing renovations at the moment. We have the equivalent of 4 stores coming to one location.
Well, there you go.
Ooh.
I mean, during September, 8K before noon, easy peasy. Don't even.
Well, you work at a freaking
A
you
fucking
you work
giant
at the, you work
evil
at the
corporate
fucking
corporation.
only real source of oh my god, I was literally had the word in my head and it went out,
I work for a company that makes very bad
Extortion.
decisions. Yes,
in the world because you
Extortion
control
and-
communication.
and very, very bad financial decisions.
Yes. Like you don't need a new fucking iPhone every single year and to be in hock up to your eyeballs to your fucking cell company.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the other things. Like we're gonna buy media outlets and then immediately sell them because we are hemorrhaging money from these programs.
Trust me, I worked for you for that company before in the design department side, and I know what you're talking about because I literally designed a 5G program for them to start testing out on, and they built it and sold it within 6 months. So
We need to sell
Fucking
things
hell.
faster.
they lost like $1 billion on that whole entire process, and I was just like,
That's
okay,
chump change.
It
That's
doesn't
chump
fucking, it
change.
doesn't fucking phase me, dude. You paid me. I'm done. I'm out. Milagros, how are you?
I am in awe and fear of
We're still on her.
Anderson.
Hey,
Evangeline
hey,
Anderson.
as an author, you have just found your warlock patron.
We're
I
gonna
think I
learn
have.
that
That's
she's
true.
like
Or
actually a
you found your
team.
BBEG.
Like she's like 5 different authors that all write under the same pen name. They like work
Probably.
together.
There's no
There are 3
way.
kobolds in a trench coat.
3 kobolds
No,
in a trench coat.
literally.
That is always the best.
Also, it turns out Goodreads doesn't even have all of her books, so it's more than 237.
Jesus.
Goodreads only goes up to one of her series only goes up to book 46, but book 50 came out.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say,
Dear
and you have not
God.
found all of her pen names yet.
No,
It's true.
my
This
God.
is dangerous. That is a
Milagros,
woman
would
that
you like
started
to, Would
in
you like to
fanfiction.
tell everyone who you're talking about since you're now in awe
Oh
of them?
my God. Okay, so I think I found the final boss of smut writing.
Yes.
Her name is Evangeline
Somebody
Anderson.
clipped that.
Her name is Evangeline Anderson. She's a registered MRI tech. Good for her.
Wait,
And
she still has a real job?
Yeah,
Oh my-
a real job.
she's dude.
Legendary.
God!
What an actual beast!
Oh my
That's an
God.
absolute
I need to
unit.
be in her presence and absorb her aura. Jesus Christ.
What was her
She
name?
has-
Evangeline what?
Anderson.
Evangeline Anderson. She has so many series, but her main are 2 connected sci-fi smut series. One called Brides of the Kindred, which has how many books in it? I think 27 or 28.
Mhm.
No, it's up to 29. And then Kindred Tales, which is up to 50. And she just started a new one called The Shadow Fae.
That's gonna be mine.
She's amazing and has a lot of plus size characters, which is really a really nice change of pace for smut in general. Yeah, I am genuinely in awe. Like, holy shit, she is prolific.
So,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who want to find this, I created a clip that has Milagros discussing it. So that's in there, and it'll be on our clips. Number 2.
Her parents were ministers? That explains a lot, actually.
That is
Oh,
so
yeah, no,
much.
100%.
that makes a lot of
There you
That
go.
sense.
explains
Never mind.
everything.
All the mystery has gone out of this relationship. I'm breaking up with her.
Wow. Wow.
But one of the funny things is
Who
the
fits?
clip's title. You know how Twitch uses weird keywords to make the titles for
Yeah.
the clips? Well, it's Wise Long Emu Deli Illuminati.
Tracks.
Considering this group, I wouldn't
Yeah,
even
why
question it.
not?
I don't even question it. That sounds like something we would say.
Liz, how are you doing?
I'm doing.
Good. Are you gonna adopt the new demigod? Is she gonna become your warlock patron too?
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see.
You'll actually try and read the books first, and then you'll make your judgment.
Yeah.
calls.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, you
fair.
have to read the sacred tomes before you make a decision.
Yeah, we have to read
Yeah.
all 500 of the sacred tomes.
500?
100?
500.
Oh god.
Wow.
I don't know.
How?
I will research and actually confirm how many she's actually published
Which means,
as
ladies and
of right
gentlemen,
now.
as much as this will irk her, Milagros will have that research done by the end of the show.
Oh my
Probably.
god. I gotta join her
Sphinx.
newsletter.
Yes,
How are you doing?
I am still alive.
Yes,
still alive.
that is wonderful. I am so glad.
that-
I want you to stay alive forever, or at least as long as you want
As
to.
am I would like to stay alive until I'm the ripe old age of 120 at the very least.
There you go.
Uh,
I discovered that
I've
I want
got
to stay
plans.
alive until I'm at least 96,
Okay, all right.
because I want to be around for the tricentennial. And I did the math, and
Still.
that's when I'm 96.
Nice.
So
I'd like to get as close to the singularity as I can.
close to singularity. We're gonna blow up before the singularity.
I mean,
As a race, we are not surviving to any
Possibly.
singularity.
Yeah.
We can't
I'm
survive.
trying to be optimistic.
We
I'm
can't
trying
survive
to be
Christmas
optimistic.
half the time.
I barely survived a wedding.
So, ladies
That's
and
fair.
gentlemen, we are going to
But
take.
what does that mean for Gen Con? Oh God.
Oh no, Gen Con. Gen Con is the little bit of hope that gets us through.
That's
to the
by
next
that's
Gen
by
Con.
choice.
Yeah,
That's by choice.
exactly.
We're celebrating what we care, or what we all collectively enjoy and love.
You know what the funny thing is? I've come to realize I don't go to Gen Con anymore to like play games. I have not registered for a game at Gen Con in the past 2 years. Now I go to Gen Con just to see you fuckers and hang out with you all and, be with my chosen family and bask in love for 4 fucking days, and then I come back home and my wife and I use that love as a blanket to insulate ourselves from the rest of the world for a year.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's legit.
Legitimate.
Can't hate on that.
So that's what we're going to Gen Con for. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Dinner Game's going to be at Gen Con. ADH Adventures is going to be at Gen Con. Sphinx is going to be at Gen Con. Cassie is going to be at Gen Con. Sam is going to be at Gen Con. Liz, you said you're not going to be able to go because it's right in the middle of wedding season?
It doesn't even have to do with wedding season. One of my staff members already has like part of those days off, and I'd have to be gone for a full week. I wouldn't be staffed.
Got it. No, understood. And then Milagros
I hate
is probably going to have to move.
I hate that too.
Yeah, but this
Stupid.
this will be like the last move for the foreseeable future. Yeah, I'm gonna email the management because they had me send them mail them a physical check. So not super hyped about how slow things seem to go, but hopefully we'll be able
Milagros, if
August.
they're still using physical checks, it's going to go slow.
Yeah.
They also wanted the application to be mailed physically. I did not do that. I asked my uncle for their email and I emailed everything.
Yeah, like I know the address. I will drop it off at your fucking office.
Right. Like, no, I'll just send an email. What the fuck?
I don't want any
If
excuses.
if
that
I
you
have
can
to-
use.
Right, that you didn't get it, that
I-
you didn't see it like
If I have to drop off a physical application anywhere, I'm going there with the application. I'm finding the hiring manager. I'm going to sit there in front of the hiring manager while they read it,
yeah.
and then wait to schedule my interview.
Or
Yeah.
better yet, are you free now? Pressure.
Here you go. let's. So, when would you like to start the interview? No, I'll give you some time to read. Go ahead.
You can read it.
Anna and
Maybe
I-
10 minutes.
Anna and I are planning to visit next month because my aunt and uncle are, they bought a house and are moving out, which is why we're applying for the apartment.
Mhm.
But if it's possible, I want to speak to the management, be like, hi, you said that we could be the tenants, but like until there is paper in my hand and signed, I can't relax. So,
I kind of need this like
No, we get it.
3 days ago.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right, but tonight we're going to distract ourselves by playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Now,
Hell yeah.
I'm going to create a disclaimer to put in chat, but this is the way Dinner and Game is working when it comes to 5th edition now, okay? We do not endorse Wizards of the Coast. They have published the rules for D&D. I have just ordered every single product from Kobold Press, the Monsters manuals and everything like that, and all the
Yeah.
VTT stuff from Kobold Press. Right now we are going to be using Foundry, and we're going to be using Kobold Press stuff for the Foundry application. And we can keep the character sheets where they are. I'm not going to mention where they are because they're there. They've been there forever, and everything's there. But we mainly use our own dice to roll now. So we only need a VTT for maps, and we only need monsters in the fact that everyone has monsters. Generic monsters that Wizards of the Coast can't trademark. I don't give two shits where they're published because they're just generic. Anything specific to Wizards of the Coast will be redacted from these games, so we will never encounter a Mind Flayer again.
Oh, thank God.
Oh no.
We'll never encounter a Beholder, though, and I love
Oh.
Beholders.
Oh, they are fun.
And then the good news is we'll never encounter a Tarask.
That's very fair. That's very fair. I'd be a little scared.
So, but
I don't
yeah,
know, I kinda wanna
Is
take
that
that.
what is modeled after the actual French creature of legend?
The French don't have legends.
yeah. the French don't have legends. The French are just the first monster fuckers.
That tracks. Ooh, that tracks.
So we are going
They
to,
don't
but
have
yeah, so we are going
legends.
to
They're
continue to play
French.
5th edition in because I use homebrew. I know some other people use the actual campaign settings and stuff like that. But a lot of those campaign settings are actually technically still owned by other people. Like Eberron is still owned by the original
by
creator.
Keith Baker.
By Keith Baker,
Yeah.
and he still publishes stuff for Eberron, but Wizards of the Coast doesn't consider it canon with their Eberron. So
Sure it does.
Yep.
It's a good
So-
time.
Yep. So I will continue to use Keith Baker's Eberron stuff, but I won't be using Eberron books from Wizards of the Coast. That's one of the reasons Wizards of the Coast pasted together a 120 book supplement for Eberron and published it and said, "Here you go." And then Keith Baker published a 350 page supplement for 5e for Eberron because he owns
I
the
was
rights to
like,
it.
here you actually go.
Yeah, here you actually go. So,
This
but,
is what you really want.
Yeah. But there is a thriving community of people who create content for 5th edition that will mean that we do not have to get anything from Wizards of the Coast if we don't want to. There is tons of there's tons of random treasure charts and everything like that for you GMs who'd love to use the random stuff. There's tons of tables out there, charts out there that have been custom made. 90% of them are free. People just do this to support the hobby. So do not be afraid to play D&D if you want to, because there is a lot of people who still create for it and have nothing to do with Wizards of the Coast. So do what you like. Oh God, what's happening in chat?
Don't worry about it.
Nobody's paying attention to Sam.
Yeah, no, we
As
skipped
normal.
over that comment
As normal.
so
Yeah,
fast.
but the problem is
Except for me.
no one pays attention to
I paid
Sam, and then 3 hours later Sam pumps out, "But I said something in chat 3 hours ago, and no one said anything, so I thought it was okay."
No, I will
No.
purposely use that as okay.
Listen,
Okay.
You
That's
cannot,
affirmation. I'm doing it.
you can't interject the porn talk with
Right.
other stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
we're,
You
we're
can't
having a
interrupt the porn
discussion.
talk for actual D&D talk.
Yeah, we're having a discussion.
I was gonna say, Sam, you know that the chat in the call is strictly for porn.
Yes. I thought you would
You,
know.
you
I thought
cannot,
you would
you
know
cannot
by now.
pretend you do not.
Come on,
Okay.
titty handbag.
Come on, titty
Come
handbag.
on, titty handbags.
There, I fixed it.
The living monk is naked all the time.
The whole time.
Living monk is
The
naked.
whole
How
time.
else would you know he's alive?
You got to see that pulse and that femoral artery.
Mhm,
What do
mhm.
you think the flurry of blows is coming from?
Doo, doo,
Oof.
doo.
Ooh,
So what?
Oh, there's
living
a TikTok
weapon.
image
Every
there.
inch of the body. Every inch is lethal.
All 8.
God.
Goddamn
who's
right.
got a chicken splatter?
Someone just gets bludgeoned to death by the third leg.
By the third leg.
I mean, I'm just
You
saying,
say
Prince
living
Albert
weapon or
could be
living
hey,
you.
hey, 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 hey! Clean this up right now. Let's get back to the brothel, okay?
Right,
Okay,
right.
okay, right.
Ew.
Yeah,
You're
sorry,
so right.
back
We gotta
on
get to the
task.
All right.
Yeah,
all
you're
right,
so right.
all
You're so right. Sorry,
Twist
Ray.
my
Sorry.
arm.
Wait.
Yes.
Before we get to the brothel. Hey, Sphinx.
Yeah.
How you doing?
What's up? What's that?
I love it.
You know.
Ah, sweet shit. How do you segue into this? You don't. Many Worlds Taverns is a sponsor for
Don't.
Dinia the game because we don't want them to be associated with what we just discussed. They're an
You gotta stay
amazing
awake for
company that creates coffees and teas that are of high quality and high integrity and should not be associated with us, but for some reason they let us be sponsored by them. So if you want to get some incredibly high quality coffee and tea products, and you want to support a company that is diverse and is and uses the best practices in sourcing their materials, Many Worlds Taverns is the place to go. If you use the link in chat that's there right now, and you use our discount code Dinner in a Game, you'll get 10% off your first order, and we will get a smidgen back from that order to support us. And god damn it, you fucking fuck. Liz, go to your room.
No, you're not my dad.
Somebody clip that reaction.
God fucking fuck. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely putting the chat on Patreon because it's the only place that allows adult content. So, and because we don't
Usually
have
this bad.
what?
We don't have
Usually
only
this
things.
bad.
I mean, this is almost as bad as the marble incident.
Oh shit!
The Marvel incident will be legendary.
It's
It
definitely
is
clipped.
legendary.
Okay, so. Oh my god. If you want to follow any of Dinner to Games content for whatever the fuck reason you think it's okay to do so, you can find our information in our link tree. You can find all our socials there. If you go to our Facebook or our Twitch page, you will be able to find the clips of Milagros telling the amazing story of the marble incident and doing it in character, by the way.
Marblegate.
Yeah,
Marblegate.
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 It
So-
is a canon incident now.
Yep. The Great Marble Mafia. Oh shit.
The
We've
children of the palm got up to some shit.
That sounds like a Children of the Corn, but like fancy.
No, like literally, that's like the
Children
fancy
of the Corn?
district
What?
of.
Oh shit. If you want to know what the palm is, just go read the lore. It's
Right, if you want to
there.
know what the palm is, go back to the beginning when it still existed.
Hey, I did callbacks in Emerald Sanctums back to the very first games of this thing. You don't think I'm gonna do that here?
I'm very afraid of what you're gonna do here, and I
It's
have been
true.
for 3 years. Doesn't mean I'm gonna leave
Also
though.
true.
I'm here for the long haul. You can't get rid of me.
Good, because I
Oh,
could not
you
live
say.
without my adopted daughter.
Oh,
So, you guys, when we left off, everyone had gone off on their own in some way, shape, or form or another. Val had been dragged upstairs by Rami. Lex had...
Lex was having
Lex
was starting with bath time with her friend.
Yeah.
And Sam, the bathers finally came back.
Yes.
Oh, come on!
yeah, Sam, you
Forgot
missed
about the
everything.
bathers.
You
They
missed
were
all-
required.
We got a
They were
whole meal.
required.
We got
Every-
the
Oh yeah, they
bathers.
ate,
God.
Sam. They
Yeah,
ate.
we got a whole
did.
meal.
They
We
ate.
had
The
an
meal was
orgy.
called the orgy.
Yeah,
We
we
had
had
an
a
orgy.
4-course meal called the orgy, and you missed all of it
You missed the whole thing.
because you wanted to be a Karen. So I hope you're happy.
and they got to see a stage show, and Val didn't just sing like sitting at the table. Val got up on stage.
Yeah,
Mhm,
he was playing the electric lute.
Yes.
Oh,
He was shredding,
The
and
only
you
thing
missed
Val
it.
didn't do was the back bend on stage and going down to his knees.
Drake goes
I
to
did
be a
consider.
good guy one time and misses out on
A
everything.
good guy.
he
You went to be a
Karen.
Karen.
You went to go be a bitch to some
It
poor
was
clerical
French
worker.
dude.
What way, shape, or form?
You went to prove that working customer service is one of the most miserable things in the world.
Look, I'm already there. I've already been
You
known.
went to go be a bitch to some poor clerical worker that doesn't get paid enough. Like,
So
Poor
the only
guy.
person left still in, and she's still watching shows with a
Yep.
new special friend, is Kalivatia, who is watching some incredible performances, having
With our new
libations,
tabaxi friend.
and
Yes.
enjoying the company of a new tabaxi friend.
I
So-
like kitties.
I like kitties. So Drake, you went to the sorry, I'm recalling back now 2 weeks. You and it's much harder because I'm old. You went to the place with the people and the things where you piss people off.
He went to
The
see
docks.
The
The
doctor.
dockmaster's office. The dockmaster's office. The harbor master's office. Sorry. And you went to harbor master's office. You pissed people off. You left. Where'd you go after that?
Well, he found the dockmaster.
The sister to
Oh,
the
yes. Yep.
the temple for the Sisters of Mercy.
Yes. And then he was heading there.
Because as he sees it, he needs to let them know, as far as he know, that Aom is still out there, alive. But that also let them know a few things and to where they can send people, but also to start spreading word about certain things as far as they can.
So help me, if you threaten nuns,
We're gonna have a problem.
You know he would.
So, did you actually make it to the Sister of Mercy?
He was about to arrive when it kind of swapped over.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So you arrive. First off, you get to this Sister of Mercy, and in the city, the Sisters of Mercy is actually in a. There's like a big empty square out front of it, and it sits at the end of the square. It's in a more of a residential area though, so there's all like those like brownstones built side by side all up and down the streets around it. In the square, there are tents set up everywhere. Oh, wait, never mind. There's tents set up everywhere. It reminds you a lot of Trask, how the refugees had gone to the park and set up tents there, and they were all living in the park. This is a similar thing, but this is more orderly, and you can see that there are members of the Order who are walking through the tent cities, and they're like, they're distributing clothing and food and everything like that. But there's a lot of refugees here. You can see that the temple doors are open. There are people going in and out of the temple doors. Usually they're carrying stuff out to the people in the yard. Not everyone who is helping is in the vestments of a member of the cloth. A lot of them look like they're just people. They may even be other refugees who are just doing what they can to help out. But it is like packed to every single square space that can be used for living is being used. And as usual with situations like this, it is the closer you get, the more you're in a very tight urban-esque area, because the smell gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
it tinky.
Yeah.
Not something that Drake isn't familiar with.
Right, exactly. It actually reminds you a lot about being in the old the claptrap neighborhoods, that they're usually thrown up in the outskirts of town, where the poor basically use whatever they can find to make shelter.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically the same case, although the quality of these shelters is a lot better because they actually had like donated supplies being brought in. But it's still fairly much a tent city. There's some semi-permanent structures with wooden roofs over them, but like half the walls are made of hanging tarps and stuff like that.
It's turned into a burrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're walking up. What are you gonna do? Like I said, it's on the square out front of the church is packed. The streets are clear. Traffic is moving along perfectly fine. You can tell the church is doing everything they can to keep this from interfering with the day-to-day of the city.
The biggest thing is, if he's going to relay this message and pass on this information, he needs to talk to someone in charge.
Okay.
Because if anyone's going to have a better understanding of, now that the Night Mother has gone beyond just that, whoever is like the head priest will probably have the best understanding of it, and also have the most pull in spreading said news all around to other places other than here. So his goal is to make contacts, get this information out there, and provide that outlet for people who want to work and are able to, so that he can help a little bit out here, but also try to spread influence farther and wider faster than just word of mouth.
I got to understand, and pretty much people are going to be coming and going from here. You don't know where all these refugees came from, because remember, you're on a different planet now.
Yeah.
So
well, he's not necessarily relying on the refugees. He figures that the clerics may have, considering they do have magic or some sort of way to keep in contact. If one of the head priests hears something important, they may pass it on to some of the others through magical means and thus spread word faster.
Gotcha.
not as fast as directly, hey, I need to contact someone, I'm going to directly contact it. But
Yeah, but everyone's played telephone. You know what happens when you spread it by word of mouth.
exactly.
So-
So
Shush. Send you to your room. So-
I am in my room.
supposed to be the warden.
Already
She's
here.
the warden
Oh,
of
please,
Horny
I called
Jail.
her-
Don't,
Oh,
don't,
wait,
don't
I
corruption.
am the warden
Corrupt-
of Hoarded.
Corruption in jail? Who would have thought?
All right.
Corruption.
Not in my jail.
So you're basically looking
Bullshit.
for the head of the church who's here.
Mm-hmm.
You start walking through the crowd. Are you going to go around the square and get to the front of the church? What are you going to do?
I think for him, he's going to head straight for the church, taking the most direct route.
Gotcha. So you're moving through the crowd of people because it's almost a direct route. As you're moving through the crowd of people, you quickly understand that it's been the entire square has been cordoned off into different areas, and they're trying to keep everything orderly, trying to give space for people to move through here without invading other people's spaces.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said before, you can actually tell this is absolutely pushing the limits of the amount of space they have available. Without building upwards, they're running out. You're going to run out of space quickly. But because of that order, you're able to just walk through the square without, having to dodge around people. When you get there, and as you're walking through, no one's giving you more than a passing glance or a second glance. Everyone seems to be preoccupied with doing something. You see people, there's a bunch of children who are being cared for by several adults. And the children are being kept busy, like being read stories and stuff like that. You can see there's a bunch of men who are they look to be like disassembling stuff that probably was donated, like pallets and stuff like that. They're disassembling it to get the raw wood out of it to use it as building materials. So there's something going on that's involving almost everyone in this place. So there is some really good organization going on here.
Good.
So as you come up to the steps, like I said, the chapel doors are thrown open. It is very much what I'd say is a normal chapel to the Mist Mother. It is mostly dedicated to an open prayer space. There is a raised area at the front where there is a pulpit from which sermons can be given. There is the statue of the Mist Mother, which is the normal statue of her with her hands open and out. And but that's really, there's not a lot of adornment. It's the temple was definitely made with love. The statue is incredibly beautiful and detailed, but it's not like there's no gilding, there's no stained glass in the windows, there's no like golden candelabras anywhere.
More simple.
Yeah. It's one of those things of the church was built as a shelter for the people who came here to worship. They made it as pretty as they could, but any monies that comes in goes back to helping the community, which is very typical for the Mist Mother herself.
Yeah.
So as you're walking in, there are people who are sleeping in the pews. The front of the church has been turned into a makeshift kitchen area, like right below the raised platform. There's like a large serving line. There's people serving out food. There's huge pots to the side that have been put to boil, and the church itself smells more like a restaurant than it does a church.
Makes sense.
So as you come walking in, one of the actual people in the vestments of the church It's a young man comes walking up to you, and he says, "Are you new? Did you need help? Do you need blankets, a place to sleep?"
No, I have actually come to speak with the head priest on some news.
Oh, oh, um, I it's been some time since I've spoken to the head priest. Why don't you wait? And he gestures to an empty pew. Wait here just a moment, and I will see if I can find them. I'm sorry, I'm very new, so I just took
Don't fret
investments a week ago. So,
Don't fret too much.
but I'll go find them. I'll go find them. Your name was?
Drake.
And he just goes running off. And you see, once he gets to the line, there is someone who is like, as a tall gentleman and he's got vestments on, but he's got a apron on over the vestments, and he's been serving food. And the guy runs up to him and like starts talking to him animatedly. Then he points towards where you are, and the gentleman nods to him. He takes the apron off himself and puts it on the guy, and then points to a spot in line. And the guy like kind of just starts tying the robe up and jumps in and starts serving. This gentleman comes walking up to you. They are probably about just roughly around 6 feet tall. Older, gray hair, cut very, very short. Lots of stubble, no beard, no mustache, but just lots of stubble, like he hasn't had time to properly shave or anything like that in a week. Just comes walking up to you, very much a face of someone who's seen a lot. The skin is weathered, like he's been in the sun a lot. As he's like kind of like dusting his hands off, you can see that he has hands of someone who's worked with their hands continually. He's got like soil stain on his skin, and he's basically got like lots of weather wear on his face, wrinkles around the eyes. His eyes are brown, and he is definitely, just a very wizened person, but he still has a lot of physical vigor to him. His shoulders are wide, they're set, they're not slouching, and he walks with a very competent step for someone who is of the apparent age he appears to be. And he comes walking up and he says, did you have something you needed to give to the proctor?
Just a few words.
Oh, I can give them to them. Sorry, I'm the associate proctor.
Of course. I understand your head maybe have their hands occupied elsewhere.
Yes, but it's also the point of, I don't know what they're actually doing at the moment, and I can take anything down you need me to take down, and make sure that they see it. He says, what can I do? Okay, is it something of the nature where I would need to only show it to the proctor, or is it something that is more safer to be able to tell them everything?
In all honesty, it's hard to say. I believe it's up to more personal discretion at this point.
Okay. All right. Well, I will take this on myself then, and I will make sure the proctor gets the information. What is the information? And do you want to step into a confessional to do this privately?
Perhaps that might be a good idea, just in case.
He just points to the confessional booths that are along the wall. And he goes walking into one that's, he opens the door, and you can see that they're not like, there's no netting between the people. There's no, you sit here, I sit there. It's just a room with a small table and 2 seats.
Well, that'll work.
He comes in and he sits down. He's like, I'm grateful to you for the break. And he says, I'm sorry, Associate Proctor Flanders. What can I do for you?
Drake, I come bearing news on one of your sisters. Last I saw her, she was well, though it seems Sister Aom continues to try to dive headfirst into danger wherever she may find the space to do so.
Well, I don't know this sister personally, so I will accept an opinion of them. But I always find that those of us who attack life with more vim and vigor are usually those who can affect some of the most incredible amounts of change.
She, among others, have been chosen by the Miss Mother to help reconnect the plane.
He kind of stops and he sits back and he leans his elbow in his chair. He's like, "What do you know about what's happened to the Miss Mother?"
Much. Several parts of her are being severed and being held by invaders. There's a group of individuals going out to hunt those invaders down and free those parts, as well as help making compromises with some of the less dubious investors in this invasion.
And what do you know of these people who are going to be doing all this?
They have a tendency of defying the odds. There is, from what I can tell and what I can say, absolutely zero similarities between them. Each are different and individual in their own rights, each possessing their own set of skills that they use where they can. It's kind of odd why they were necessarily chosen in comparison to others, but over time they've more than shown themselves worthy of it. The Night Mother herself has stood with them.
You say the Night Mother. By the way, they're wearing the grayish gray colored vestments of a follower of the Miss Mother. And he says, "And you know of the Night Mother?"
I do. I would not be alive today and even on my feet if not for her.
He says, they stop and they're thinking for a moment, and he says, "So the one called Aeom is pursuing, I'm assuming, something for the Miss Mother, but is now separated from you?"
It seems they have gone back to their home planet to assist and aid those they can.
I think I understand. And what of the brothers?
Unsure.
So you must be one of those newly called.
That would be correct.
And he kind of stands up. He stands up. He walks over to where you're sitting on the chair. And he goes down on his knees in front of you. He bends down. And he kisses the top of each one of your boots.
There is no need for that.
He says,
That's not why I'm here.
He says,
"Goddamn hero."
He says, that is not about, nothing about those gestures are about need. Those are about respect. You have walked in the steps of the Night Mother herself. You were called by the Miss Mother herself. If you are who you say you are, you have been endowed with the Night Mother's blessing. It is all that by itself would be reason to give you the respect you deserve. It says, but I understand also, or should I say I know, that you also have set aside your personal anger and pain in order to aid those who are in jeopardy.
That is another reason why I am here. There is a man who lives in one of the districts who runs the docks, Jacob Strongbaugh.
Yes.
He has made it very clear that those in need of work and willing and able to are more than welcome there, regardless of where they come from or how stable they. God damn it!
Just
God damn
ignore
it!
Just
I'm
ignore it.
trying. When it comes to
Ignore the
and it pops
chat.
up right there.
Ignore the chat. Ignore
Ignore
the
the
chat.
chat.
There's
Is there a way to
nothing
silence-
happening
is
there
there a
for
way to, like-
you.
Ignore the
I
chat.
can like
Yeah.
temporarily just.
You can close it, Sam.
No,
You
it
don't
is
have to
closed,
have the
and
chat
then it just
open.
pops up like da-dun, a corner of the screen.
It's called
Big
a post-it
bold
note.
fucking letters. It's like
Post-it note. God.
Yeah, just
Like
stick a
it never
post-it note to
existed.
the screen.
All right, Sam.
yes.
What were you saying? Jacob
Like-
Strongbar. He says, "Oh, we have been doing our best to find people work, but most people are coming to us are in a state of trauma, and so we're letting them heal before we try and force them to earn their way."
Help them where you can.
He says, "We do what we can, where we can, how we can." He says, "Although your sacrifices are beyond the pale of that, you have given more than anyone could ask." And he stands back up and he walks to the door and he opens the door and he says, "I will give the proctor the news. We will make sure that it moves through the church, and that if Sister Aom is in need of anything, that we will send people to them as soon as we can. And we will do our best to make sure that we do whatever small part we can to help in this endeavor."
There is one more thing I would ask of you, if possible.
He was reaching for the door, but he kind of stops and turns back to you, and puts his hands inside the arms of his robes and looks to you. "What can I do for you?"
Any that have shown willingness to aid and assist, connect them with each other.
Aid and
Create a
assist-
web.
Okay.
That way, if any are in need that one may not be able to help, perhaps someone in the web can.
We've been doing
Over
what
time-
we can to establish communications, but there's certain places like Kyrell where things are just it's very difficult. We're doing everything we can.
Hopefully, in less than a month, that won't be as much of a problem.
If you can create that situation. And he looks at you and he says, "If you can help those people in that way, you will have gone far and beyond your mother's legacy."
It's not my mother's legacy I'm concerned about anymore.
And he says, "That speaks more to your character than you could possibly know." And he
Not
kind
the
of
same person I was.
he says, "I know." And he kind of he reaches up to the where, because his robes are just bound. He was wearing robes and everything like that. He pulls the side of the robes, and you see a brand on his chest of your mother's flag, your mother's colors. And he said, and he pulls the clothes again. And he says, "Not all who serve with your mother had the same fate as her. Some of us found other paths to walk. It is good to see that you have found your own path, separate from hers. She was strong. She was an amazing leader. But she tended to let her anger and rage rule her."
In some ways, I can't say I'm too different.
He kind of chuckles. "The apple can't fall too far from the tree, but it seems from who you have chosen to associate with and the paths you have chosen to walk that you have found something that your mother never seemed to be able to. You found peace."
I don't know about that, but we'll see once this is all said and done.
So you knew your mother.
Not really.
You knew her well enough to understand that she could not let herself find peace. Nothing she did was good enough.
Mhm. Again, can't say I'm too different. Even if we do succeed, which I have a feeling we will, won't be without sacrifice, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't think I'll stop there.
Yes. You will do exactly what you need and you must. And the Miss Mother will do her best to guide you through that, as will the Night Mother. He says, and in the end, what will be will be. I just wanted you to know that as someone who cared deeply about your mother and knew her very well, that she would be proud of you for being more than she was.
Yeah, well, there's still one more thing I need to do before that can truly happen.
I'm sure there's more than one, but if there's anything we can do to help.
Just spread the word. Connect
Absolutely.
everyone you can with each other.
It says we are being well tended to by the king, by the High King. He says we will see what we can do about starting to establish a wider range for our own reach and what resources he may be able to lend us in order to do that.
Just if you're going to run that request by him, don't be afraid to use my name. We've done a lot for them. They kind of owe us a few smaller things.
If that will help our cause, then you know we will use that, and I am very thankful to you for that.
But now there is one more thing you can do to help me as I go, as I do not know this city. I need to meet with my fellow associates. A place called the Red Silks. You know where I can find it.
He just starts laughing. He's like, "Well, you couldn't be too much. You're yeah, apple tree, not very far." He says, "Yes, yes, I will draw you a map, or if you have coin, you can call a skycab, and it will know exactly where you want to go."
If it's in quick distance, I can make
Oh, it's
my
not
way
within
on
quick
foot.
distance.
Yeah, I'll have to call a cab in that case.
It would be it would be a decent walk.
And I don't wish to be exhausted before I get there.
He laughs again. He's like, "All right, this is a conversation best had on non-sanctified ground."
In the confessional.
In the
In
confessional.
the
He
confessional.
says,
He's pre-confessing.
Right? Can he get some pre-forgiveness?
he says,
Bless me, Father, for I'm about to sin a
I'm
lot.
about to say
"I am going to let you get back to your business. I am going to go find the proctor and see what I can do with the information you've given me, and tell him about your concepts for a larger network of communication, and seeing what we can do and what resources we can rely on." He says, "Drake, take care of yourself. There's not many of us left."
Well, then I have some good news at least.
What's that?
Whether I live or die, he will draw his last breath.
If it will give you some kind of solace, but I was on your mother's crew. I know what revenge does to people. I know what it did to your mother.
No one uses civilians as human shields or insurance and gets away with it. I'm going to make damn sure of it.
I would rather see him be brought to justice than to vengeance. That's all I'm saying.
That is my goal.
Then you have
And if
my
he
blessing.
continues to evade justice, then I'll bring it to his front door.
I have sworn off violence, but if you can see that that man is brought to justice, I think it would bring you the greatest closure and help you set a lot of things to rest.
Thank you.
I must get back to work, and I'm sure you have pressing business elsewhere.
Of course. I'm just hoping I don't run into any more, well, people I know, other than the ones I'm there to see.
As I said, there's not many of us left.
But then it's maybe a good thing. I know almost no one from the old ship.
He says, well, then it should be easy to avoid them. The Mist Mother's blessings upon you.
And you.
And he
They'll
turns
make-
and he goes out, and he turns and walks back towards the serving line. Are you just leaving, or?
Yep, he's leaving to get there as fast as possible because knowing that group, it's like, I know Lex is going there. I know that for certain. But it's like, but he set up the link with everyone except Lex because
Lex
Lex
has
was
been
going and it was going to
redacted.
break out. So it's like, okay, who
Are
can
you-
I reach out to that'll likely answer that isn't probably getting into trouble? Val, actually, no. Considering how Val was acting upon even the thought of going there, Val's probably isn't doing anything at the moment. So as he's getting transportation there, it's like, Val?
The link is already established, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been established, so
But
So
don't
you're
you
just
have to, like,
concentrating
But he
deliberately,
hasn't-
like,
Yeah, he hasn't actively been using it.
yeah.
yeah.
So
So Val, you're in the middle of things.
So I'm
I
first,
guess the question would be how much time has passed and which things am I in the middle of?
what do I have a feeling? One of them just says, "Fuck off, he's busy."
Oh yeah, you got 3 minds to reach out to. Not
Yeah,
all
no, you
of
have
them
to
are
be
necessarily busy.
We'll say no matter what Val is doing, you get bad time.
Oh my god.
Okay, that was odd. Bad time. If it was actually trouble, he would have told me to get here faster or told me to avoid here.
gotcha. So what are you gonna do now?
Let's see. Let's try Utopia.
Camille is busy. So Utopia, what are you doing when you feel the connection?
You know
open
what?
back up?
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice and say that Camille has gone to procure some stuff. So there's a bit of a lull. There's a bit of a lull.
You
you're gonna
gotta
answer?
take a break,
Yeah, Utopia's a bit startled.
come up for air.
Are you gonna answer out of breath?
How can I
Mind is
help?
out of breath.
Oh yeah,
Her
that's
mind
right.
is out of breath. Oh, yes.
It's like I just finished up business and I'm heading there now.
There's
Just
a
gotta,
lot of business happening right now.
please
You're
tell
also
me no
not
trouble.
there.
No. No trouble. Only good things.
Please tell me I didn't interrupt anything.
No, she hasn't come back yet.
Okay, good. At least she can. Okay. Okay. Hopefully that's a good thing. You know what? That might. Wait. Did Val get a room with someone?
Rami, you missed a lot.
Well, someone will have to fill me in once I get there.
A lot of things being filled right now.
Okay, I can hand guess a few.
We might not see Lex until tomorrow.
That seems about right. To be honest,
Might
that
never
actually
see her.
doesn't sound so bad.
Might never see her again, I don't know. Or we'll have a bunch of new people on the ship because they won't want her to leave by herself.
Is the midget dealt with?
He kind of disappeared.
Yes, I think he also has some kind of tab here that he never paid or something.
So he's dealt with.
Yes, Boo did not eat him, that I know.
So he's not dealt with. Fuck.
Well,
He's
you
gone.
can
We
you can
don't
deal
know.
with him.
If you
Callie
don't
is still available. She's watching the show with a chaperone.
Chaperone.
Yes. Her general. Well, that you know how she is. She got
Yes,
basically
yes.
a guardian to make sure that she was safe and didn't get into anything accidentally.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to do that when I get there. It's a pain in the ass sometimes. But should I be concerned?
No.
Don't lie to me.
Concerned as in if we're in danger? No, we got to eat a meal and everything.
I mean concerned. Oh my god, why are you so thick sometimes? Concerned for trouble.
The hammer's very heavy, you know.
What?
You asked why you asked why she was thick. The hammer's very heavy. She has to be buffed to lift
The
it.
door opens to the room,
Oh,
and
I
you
have
hear,
to go.
and you hear. They had the whipping cream, but they were completely out of strawberries. Apparently, they're very popular. So I got cherries and grapes.
I'll let
I
you
have to
go.
go. If it's possible,
And they
to, like,
had this thing
close
called
the
a cat
door.
of nine tails. It was highly recommended to me.
I have fun. Cuts the-
Okay.
Yes!
Camille.
Let's go, Camille!
Utopia does not have a
Camille's
dominant
a
bone in her
real
body.
So
Shock.
I created a clip called "Things Are Being Filled" from that line you said. I need to read the random words that
Oh
were used
my
to create.
Yes!
God.
Vivacious plain apple. It's Bushi time.
Yes, that is accurate.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Oh my god.
And it's not bougie or bougie. It's Bushi.
Bougie.
Boshy.
Bushi.
I don't want to know what that means. I'm not looking that up.
God.
But like as the cab pulls up and he gets in, tells the destination, they get on their way. He'll
The
reach out. He'll
conversation
reach
aged
out to
Drake by 10 years.
just reach out to Callie.
Callie, there is some
Yeah.
amazing gymnastics going on stage. Literally, they have create some bars have lowered on that are like being held by chains, and they're swinging from bars to bar to bar. But as they do so, they're passing by a partner who they are doing something odd to that's making them make weird noises as they swing by.
It's Cirque du so gay.
Happy Pride Month!
Happy Pride Month.
Clip that.
It's our last Pride
Cheers to
episode.
that.
Our last Pride episode.
Aw, shit, you're
Cheers
right.
to Cirque du So Gay.
Cirque du Soleil. Just Cirque du
Fishing for that to
Soleil.
be the episode title.
There you go.
We are unhinged, as usual.
Are we
Never
ever
been
hinged?
hinged.
I
Let's
don't
be
know what a
real.
hinge is.
There's no hinges here.
I don't believe in hinges.
The fuck are doors?
Who has doors?
Oh
We
my
have
God.
boundaries, but not doors.
Yeah.
You just have doorways.
Well, not doors.
You don't put doors. You just have doorways.
That is fair.
I love
took off
Cassie.
many
I love
doors when I
Cassie
moved into
using
this house.
props.
Yeah, dude, that was like the first thing to go. I moved into my house. I took out that door. I took out a door downstairs. I took down another door. Fucking doors, stupid.
Doors dumb. Hate
Stupid
doors.
things. Don't believe in doors.
These things
Okay,
are
what is
so...
straight?
Wait, these things are so fucking weird. I-
Steamed
Clip I call-
exquisite Mallard Big Brother.
What the fuck?
What?
Each clip gets random keywords used to create the clip link. And it just sometimes they're really fucking weird.
The words are always weird.
Esteemed exquisite Mallard,
Big Brother.
What in the shit?
Mallard Big Brother.
Wow.
So someone's big brother is a duck.
Quack, quack.
Wait.
Yes, damn.
Wait. That's what a male duck is called, a drake. Ah, fuck.
Ah! Big Brother Duck is Drake.
New title. New title.
I mean, he already has brother, so we can. Yeah.
Brother
He's
Ducker?
a duck now.
No, big
brother Duck.
Big brother duck.
Big Brother Duck.
Duck.
Nissan.
And the place that it goes in the lineup means that
Not
it's
that.
now Big Brother Duck Father. That's where it
I
goes
love
in like
it.
the lineup.
I love it.
God
I love
damn
it.
it.
So anyway, Drake, you reach
So
out to
anyway.
Callie. I don't know how to transition out of that shit. Fuck that shit.
Callie, can you hear me?
What? Yeah. No. What? I'm here.
Just checking in. I just finished a business and I'm on the way there now.
Okay. Everybody left.
Yeah,
Callie seems very
I
distracted.
talked to most of them. Bad timing, unfortunately.
I found a new friend.
So I heard.
Does Callie talk out loud while she talks in her head?
Yes.
No matter how many times he said, you can just talk in your head. You don't need to talk out loud.
No.
Still talks out
You're
loud.
not gonna hear me if I say it in my head.
I love him so much.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Sorry. My friend was calling me. I was just letting him know that everything's okay.
Okay. No. Wonderful. Is your friend going to be joining you? Should I get another chair?
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe.
Maybe you ask them?
I can ask him. Hey, my friend wants to know if you want to stay for dinner.
You define stay for dinner.
I don't know if he
In
asked if
this
you wanted
place?
to join us.
Oh, well.
I figured that meant dinner. I mean, we already ate. We had an orgy.
You had a what?
We had an orgy.
I can't help but feel that you may or may not know what that word actually means.
I
Was
mean-
it a meal hold an orgy or
They asked if we wanted an orgy, and we said yes.
Because that's when you say when someone asks you if you want an orgy.
That is the correct
That's how that
answer.
if you can see
Ray,
the
when
look
someone
on Drake's
asks if you want an
face.
orgy, you say
Like this.
yes.
Yeah, we use the line from Ghostbusters for that one. Absolutely.
I'm
Right.
sure if you asked for one when you get here, they would do it.
I'm certain you are still at the place
That
everyone
was a
else
big
is
jump.
at, right?
What? Yeah, no, I think so. I don't know if they left. I don't know if they're still like in the building, but they're not here.
You're still at that location, though. You are, at least.
Me? Yes.
Okay, because I'm willing to bet if they moved locations, they would have told me. So I should
wasn't
be there
sure if I
within a
should
few
leave on my
moments.
own.
He's probably not wise in this particular area of town, but I should be there soon.
Okay.
You're in the.
So that's a yes to dinner?
Yeah, I could use to bite eat out after all of that. Especially after running into someone I definitely was not expecting. I'm just hoping it doesn't happen again there. If I run into someone I know there, it's likely someone from one of my old occupations. And that's going to either be very interesting or very awkward very quickly.
I'm sure, it's only going to be as awkward as you make it.
She's so right. You're so right, Queen.
I wish I could have your optimism about these things. I'll be there shortly, though.
Oh, it's really easy. I can teach you.
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, no, I think he's on his way. He did say he was hungry, so I would assume, yeah.
Oh no!
No!
Oh, she froze!
Xfinity,
She
no!
froze! Xfinity, you have betrayed us again!
You son of a bitch!
You
Just the
dirty
face, though.
Bastard! Yeah, the face. Oh, she's back.
Oh, wait.
Wait. She's frozen again.
Oh!
Xfinity, no!
Type something. Type anything.
There, she's back now. You're
Am I
moving.
really back?
Yes,
Nobody.
you're back.
Okay, nobody froze. Like it showed up. I heard she's back, and then everything cut again.
Yeah.
Ah.
But now you're
Yeah,
back.
okay.
Sorry. So what was
For real
Callie
back.
gonna say?
She'll just be like, "Okay, I think he's coming. He said he was hungry, so yes, I think a chair would be a good idea."
Very well. And you hear the sound. Well, yeah, you can't hear anything that she's hearing, so you don't hear anything. I can't forget it's not actually a phone.
It's like,
It's not actually
Just-
a phone.
just looks at drivers like, the sooner you can get there, the better.
He's like, "Oh no, I understand." And he's like zooming through traffic already. And he looks up. Look, they have little rearview mirrors. He looks in the rearview mirror. Trouble with the missus.
No, more of you know those
Trouble with the
people
mister.
that you no
Yeah.
more of someone may be in over their head, and I need to verify if things are truly as bad as what they say, or they're just using words they may not entirely understand.
Just tell them that everything's gonna be all right, and they have a payment plan.
No, we have a payment plan.
Oh, we have a payment.
We have a payment plan.
I don't think we
like-
need a payment plan.
We
It's like-
don't need a firm.
She's
Klarna,
getting railed
who-
upstairs. We have a payment plan.
Afterpay what?
Afterpay what? No.
It's like, trust me, that's not what I'm worried about.
Give me
I know
the
my
brothel.
friends
It's
too
an
well.
emergency.
I know my friends too well. Trouble finds them faster than flies find shit.
He says, "Well, I mean, if that's your thing, I'm sure they'll be able to they'll be able to help you out there. They're a very unique establishment."
Is this Porky Pig?
No, I'm just stuttering.
Oh my god.
Is there a race of pig people?
I'm sure.
There's-
Somebody needs to make that a thing.
You know what this is? This is the fucking Christian and Satine scene from Moulin Rouge. Where
Ugh.
neither understands what the other is fucking talking about because she's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"We're gonna fuck," and he's like, "I'm gonna recite poetry." Why are your titties out? Put them away.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, good
He's got a
heavens!
huge talent.
Oh my
I love
God.
that.
That's the
scene.
wife.
That
And
will
I,
recall
that's
that.
my wife and I's movie.
I need to recreate that scene in one
We
of
saw
my
that. We
books.
watched that on
I
our
forget
first
which
date.
one.
Aw.
It's one of my
Aw.
favorite
Cute.
movies. That's so sweet. It's one of my
I
favorite
think
movies.
the movie that Ryan and I went to on our first date was 30 Days of Night.
Oh.
Set the precedent.
Yeah.
Get in there and set that precedent early, Cassie.
Take nothing seriously.
All right, so you are zooming through traffic. You land outside the Red Sox. Actually, you land up on the actual landing deck, which is above the street entrance, to stop cars from getting in people's way coming in. And because the street entrance is on that corner, so it's kind of hard to have a air
Yeah.
car land there. So you land on the roof, which is where the air car comes in. A valet comes up and helps you out of the car, blah blah blah, and says, Do you have reservations? Are you meeting a party? Are you on a solo trip this evening?
I've got some people that made their way here ahead of me.
Ah, did they leave a name for you to come find, or do they have an escort? Are they?
One of mine is, from what I could tell, already watching one of the shows.
Oh, well then they're in the amphitheater. Follow me. I'll see if we can best find them for you.
Trust me, they stick out like a sore thumb.
No, no one does that here.
Callie is the only person applauding after every performance.
Like, oh no, trust
That
me,
sounds about right.
I know
Like
them well
everyone
enough.
else
No one else has a free hand.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
everyone
Like,
else's
no.
hands are full.
Other-
She's like,
people,
oh my
people are
God.
filling holes.
People are feeling whole.
Hands and mouths are occupied, and Callie's
Yes.
like, yeah.
Yeah, she's the one right in the front, like,
Like, if I had to make a wager, considering she's currently watching a show, she's probably cheering and applauding.
It's like, oh, no, we like her very much. The entertainers are very much enjoying the fact that they're actually getting reaction from the performance that they can see and hear.
I figured as much.
It's like, come with me. I know exactly where they're sitting.
Perfect, thank you.
Guys, it's time.
I'll be there in just a moment.
So you come down.
It's
They lead you
happening.
downstairs. They take you to the amphitheater, which is on the second floor of the building. No, it's on the first floor of the building, but it takes up the left. The red silks is on the corner of a street, kind of like Times Square, where it has the Y section of the street that goes out,
Yeah.
and there's that building that's right in the corner. Well, it's on the corner of that. The building actually is built out to a point, but the entrance, the level of the entrance, is cut out at the bottom, so there's a flat entryway at the bottom of the gates. That's why they had to land on top, because there's no real way for you to land on the street and jump out and be able to go to the entrance. So you came up, landed on top. It's a 5-story building. You were taken down 5 flights of stairs, and you basically are taken onto the first floor, where you can see the entrance that goes out into the street. You are taken into a room on the left-hand side but through a set of double doors, and there's a huge amphitheater. Well, not huge. There's a large amphitheater in there. There's a stage down in front. There is a performance going on where there are people who are in various states of disrobement. There are several people who are on trapeze-like apparatuses and they're swinging through the air. There's other people who are in various poses that leave themselves very exposed, and those exposed parts up in the air. And as the trapeze artists are swinging by, there are certain caresses and other touching that happens as they swing by, and the partners are obviously very thrilled by this.
Well, this takes me back.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he says that he's thinking in his head. He says it out loud.
Okay.
I
So
didn't know Drake worked this kind of place.
so as you look in, as the person escorting you points at the table, it's kind of near the back of the room, because that's where all the actually no, you were sitting in the stands, weren't you?
Yeah,
they
we moved away
moved
from
from
the
it.
table.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's stands that are the back of the room, and then they're kind of like in a raised area, and then below them on the level surface of the floor, there's tables set out like for people to actually. It's dinner theater for the most part, so they can sit down and eat dinner. But he points to some seats that are occupied. You can only see the backs of the heads. How does Callie normally wear her hair?
Oh, it's just like down. But yeah, it's there's like maybe some dreads in there, not intentional. They just happened.
Yep.
There's maybe like a smoosh, some like random braids when she's bored.
And they're still
just
leaves
like-
and twigs.
Oh yeah, 100%. There might be like a little shelf mushroom peeking out behind an ear. We don't know.
Gotcha. So and Callie's like only like 5 foot something, right?
Yeah, she's kind of small.
So you see the smaller form of Callie. Sitting beside her, there's a set of broad shoulders. A huge, like, broad shoulders that are covered in fur. the fur goes up into the neck and kind of almost like a head mane, like of hair. There's two pointed ears that are moving. Literally as the door opens, one of the right ear kind of turns backwards, like it's tracking sound. You can see that underneath the fur, there's this corded muscle. The shoulders are very broad. You know that this is a big guy if you were to stand up. But he's sitting right beside Callie, and he is constantly. She's like machine gun asking them questions.
That seems
And
about
he
right.
is patiently answering every single question. And occasionally he takes a sip of what looks to be a cup of coffee.
Oh, Callie still has that hurricane too that she's been sipping
yeah.
on.
I figured you're
Oh.
kind of
Hurricanes are
you're kind
fun.
of cradling it and you're nursing the drink,
With the silly straw. Just
which is actually kind of hard to do because the drink does taste like candy.
yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
fucks you up with hurricanes. They taste like candy,
Oh yeah.
and then you're done.
100%.
Yeah, you come from the land of
Can't
hurricanes, so you know.
I sure do.
So you are sitting there, and you're walking into this room, and you can see these shoulders. But they're the stage lights and everything like that make it really hard to see anything more than the silhouettes. But you're pretty sure that's Callie, and that is where he pointed to. So and he kind of like, do you need anything, sir? Should I bring you a drink?
Yes, please.
What would you like?
Something a bit on the stronger side. Surprise me.
He puts his hand on your shoulder. Before you walk away, sir, are you objecting to narcotics or are you allowing narcotics?
It wouldn't be my first time.
But do you want to be that? Do you want to remove your faculties to that degree?
Preferably not. I would rather enjoy remembering the evening.
I will stick
And
to
whatever may
alcohol for
occur.
now,
Thank you.
and I'll let your server know. And he walks off, and you are left alone sitting at the back of the room. Are you going to head right over to where Callie's sitting?
Mm-hmm.
In that case, we're going to take our break.
You son of a
Thank
bitch! I hate you!
I love this game so many. So it is 9:30 my time, which is normally the time we take our 10-minute break for the game. We're going to go and take 10 minutes to go refresh drinks, use the facilities, and anything else we need to do to revise ourselves. Remember, even when you're gaming, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. You have to stay hydrated to stay healthy. We love you all very much. We'll see you in 10 minutes. What's going on? Boop. Boop. No. I had to fix all the cameras. I had a momentary hiccup with my tech, ladies and gentlemen, so we are going to straighten this out real quick. In the meantime,
You have to be straight.
well,
That's easy for
We
you.
can't do anything straight.
we can
Okay.
we can do anything we want to straight because it's all legal. We can't do anything any other way because we'll get arrested.
Be gay, do crimes.
You gay do
I
crimes.
can't do anything straight.
I can't do anything straight. All right, so Drake, what are you doing?
Well, obviously, considering there's one of my
Associates.
friends, teammates, associates. There's a whole list.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna first go over, say hi, check in, find out what he needs to know about the place, improvise from there as usual.
Okay. So you start walking over. Callie.
Yeah.
What is Callie's current state?
Callie's a little tipsy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
She's very excited. She has been having a great time. She is very enamored with her babysitter
Mm-hmm.
and extremely distracted by everything that is happening.
Okay. So you can see that Callie is sitting beside a tabaxi. He is large, broad of shoulder, very narrow of waist and hip. Athlete's body, 0% body fat. To say he's clothed is to be very liberal with the concept of clothing. He is. He literally has a newspaper out that he's reading, and all the little chairs here have little cup holders, and he has a warm cup of coffee sitting in a cup holder. As he is sitting with Callie, and as I said, whenever Callie comes out of her brief trances, she just patters him with questions. Let's take an example of questions that you would probably be asking about the current performance.
Okay. Ooh. What would let's see. We just saw some interesting things, and I think Kelly would be. I really thought the clothes would get in the way a lot more. How do they have the clothes flow around the bits?
He says, well, you understand that the clothing can be tailored to someone specifically, and our tailors are amazing. There is a little bit of theatric to it. There is some hidden tape that they press the clothes against, but I don't want to ruin the illusion for you.
I mean, tape is an illusion. I've never heard of this thing before.
Oh, it's a substance that has one side that's very sticky and the other side's not, and you can stick things to it, so you can put it against your skin and then have some of the sticky stuff sticking out, and then you stick something to it and
Like tree sap.
actually, because some of the people have certain allergies, we use tree sap on the tape a lot.
Oh.
And he
That'd
looks
be a
up
good
at you.
business
He looks at you as you walk in, Drake, and he says, hello, sir.
Hi, Jake.
Oh, this is one of your friends? And you notice as he said hello, sir, the claws on his left hand came out.
It's like no need to get aggressive.
Oh, no, sir. Just being cautious. I was in charge of her until I assume now when I can surrender her over to you.
I don't exactly know how long I'll be staying, but I wanted to check in first, make sure everything was.
Well, then I will leave that in the capable hands of Our Lady Kalivatia. Are you intending to stay here for a while, or will you be going off with this gentleman?
I think I should be good now. If Drake's here, it should be all good. He makes sure that I don't get in trouble too much, and I make sure he doesn't die permanently.
He kind of laughs and he says, well, then I will leave you in his capable hands. And he stands up
Thanks.
and he says, it was an honor to make your acquaintance. Any friend of Kalivatia's is someone who I have the utmost respect for.
It's like the sentiment is appreciated. Thank you for watching over them and making sure they didn't get into too much trouble.
It was an absolute pleasure. And he kind of raises his cup of coffee to Callie and he says, have a very wonderful evening, miss.
Thank you. You were very good company.
He's like, as were you. And he kind of turns and he walks away, saunters away with the tail swishing.
Now we're gonna do an insight. We're gonna see is like, okay. Want to see what I can gauge off the guy.
Okay.
Because unlike some characters I play, Drake is actually insightful. Somewhat, most of the time. Lowest I can roll is a 16, so something at least.
All right. Well, that's actually a really good roll for an insight roll. So, what exactly are you trying to
20,
gauge?
So
Okay, gotcha. What are you trying to
specifically,
gauge?
it was those last words. Like specifically, it's like he's trying to gauge, like, is this something like he was actually enjoying the company of, or was this just another job and he's just doing his job?
Everybody loves Callie.
True.
As he
This is true.
He's a
as he
goddamn
is-
delight.
as he is talking to her and he is wishing her good night, there is absolute sincerity. And he literally seems to walk away like with a light step, almost like he's had a very refreshing evening.
I could be wrong, Kelly. I think you made his day.
I do that to a lot of people.
Considering his reaction, I would assume he may act as not necessarily a bouncer, but a guardian, making sure people don't get taken advantage of in a place like this. His reaction to me as soon as I showed myself betrayed that bit. I'm glad he was here.
As you're talking to Callie, a waitress walks up. Tray, beautiful crystal glass, about 2 fingers of a golden liquid.
Thank you.
Oh,
I didn't know we ordered anything.
No, it's for him, ma'am.
Oh.
Thank you.
Well, still thank you. Yeah.
You are very welcome, miss. Do you need anything?
No, I'm good. I think I'm all good now.
The kitchen actually made some chocolate chip cookies in your honor, if you'd like some.
I love chocolate chip cookies.
They're still in the oven. They'll be about another 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll be right here.
And she she smiles and nods at Callie, and she looks at Drake and nods to him politely, and she walks off.
Everybody here is so nice. I understand why people go to brothels all the time now.
I don't think you do, but
Honey.
I will say that
Honey.
your personality isn't something they're used to seeing.
No, they told me that.
So it's refreshing to them to see a different side of things.
Yeah, I think that's what Tony said too.
Hey Sam,
great.
hey Sam, hey Sam, isn't he great?
Isn't he great?
I cracked a joke earlier. I was like, I swear if it's this, I wasn't actually expecting it to be this.
Yep,
The whole time.
The whole time.
It's like, and in all honesty, it's the reason why also whenever we visited any of those other establishments before we met the group, that everyone seemed to enjoy your presence. Very similar circumstance.
Did you?
Okay, but why didn't we go to any before? You didn't let me in before.
Mainly because the things that were going inside of those ones weren't exactly on the straight and narrow-ish.
And Daddy had to work.
And what usually followed was messy.
Oh. Well, I know a great way to get tree sap off, so I think we'll be fine.
Not that kind of messy.
But also that kind of messy.
I mean, a lot of times you just need an oil to break down a sticky substance and then it doesn't stick anymore.
You're not wrong. And
Peanut
oil
oil
has
is great for getting out like the super sticky, like gummy type stuff.
among other things.
What else are you using peanut oil for? It's great for cooking, I know that. I mean, obviously peanuts.
Olive and sometimes some of the other oils have different uses.
Well, yeah. I mean, you use them to grease wheels so that they move better, and well, what else? Let's see. They're great for lanterns.
Don't
They burn
perfect
really
use
nice.
it.
Peanut doesn't burn very well, though. You shouldn't burn peanut, although it smells great.
This,
It tends to burn out a bit too quickly.
although this conversation is amazing, it's going to go on for a while.
Because as he is steadily, it's like, okay, we're going to drink this, we're going to try to relax, we're going to try to find some entertainment in the evening, and pray to God I don't have to do this all evening.
Lex.
Work thing.
Oh, no problem. So Drake, you're sitting there and you're
Lex is
watching
still
the
very
entertainment.
occupied.
Yes, very occupied. But she's but hopefully not making that face. Work sucks.
Nobody knows what expression she's making because her face is very covered.
Yes.
Right now by,
Her harem. So, Sam, you're sitting there talking to her. You see the routine going on stage. As you're talking to her, there are many. Like I said, there's people at tables, doing meal stuff and stuff like that, watching shows. But there is people who are obviously attending them and bringing them drinks and everything like that. But there's also people walking around from sitting at tables who are obvious hostesses or hosts.
Mhm.
As you are watching this entire thing, this show go on, and you're having this conversation with Callie, one of the hosts comes walking up to the two of you. They are a very androgynous overall person, medium height, very fine features, obviously elven. They're wearing a very light, almost chiffon-like Romanesque toga. They have exquisite makeup on. They crouch down, kind of like, because you guys are sitting like at the end of the aisle, and they crouch down beside you, and they look at both of you, and they look at Callie. It's like, Miss Callie, how are you? You doing well?
I'm doing great. Everything's fantastic. You're amazing.
Thank you so much. You are beyond amazing.
Thank you.
You're Drake?
That would be correct. And you?
Oh, well, I'm Tennyson.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Tony didn't understand what your role was going to be this evening, but he did say you are currently watching out for Miss Calavatia. I wanted to see if you wanted any help with that, or if you wanted any company.
If I'm being completely honest, one of the intentions of coming here was to get some much needed R&R. Practically for the past year, every time an attempt has been made, in less polite terms, shit has hit the fan. Rather dramatically.
Spoil it now? Are we gonna spoil it now? Are we gonna spoil it now? Is that what's happening? We're gonna spoil it now?
We're gonna just ruin it. We're just
spoil
gonna
it now?
So-
You're gonna ruin it, huh? You gotta
Everybody.
ruin it for
Ruin
us.
it.
Having an opportunity like this isn't something I feel should be wasted.
They look at you and they say, no opportunity is ever wasted. An experience, no matter what the outcome is an experience and should be treasured, therefore. So whatever your decisions are tonight, they are yours and yours alone to make. And if you wish them to be memorable, then by all means. But if you just want to relax, then we can help you do that as well.
I would not mind, for once, enjoy some lavishment, relaxation, and company.
I will say this. There is nothing to worry about while you are here in the Silks. Your security and safety are our highest priority.
Sam, please don't start a fight in the brothel.
Why would I
Have a
start a
fight
fight
in
in the brothel?
Watch him start a fight in the brothel. Watch.
Oh yeah.
Why?
And
Bruh.
they put their hand lightly on your leg, and they say, "If you want to have time to yourself, Lady Calvatia has quickly become a favorite of the house, and she will be attended to and made to feel comfortable. If she wishes to retire for the evening, she'll be provided with a suite, and to retire alone. And if she wishes anything else, she wishes to go back to the ship, we will make sure she arrives there safely."
That
You
actually
are-
brings me a much more relief than you can possibly imagine.
And you will be free to pursue relaxment and enjoyment in any way you see fit. Just let me know your intentions, and I will do everything in my power to provide for them.
So what kind of flavor are you going for, Drake? What kind of flavor are you going for?
Yeah,
Drake?
what's Drake's type?
What is it, Sam?
In due time,
Now is the time. Now is the
I
time.
could drag it out a little more.
Episode 75, you son of a bitch!
End of Pride Month. Do it for
Wait,
the gays.
end of Pride Month. Don't be homophobic. You're the
Do it
same
for the
No,
player.
girls.
don't tell us
Gays.
you're homophobic.
Don't be
You're
homophobic right now.
Do it for the girls, gays, and they, Sam.
Yeah, all of them. All of them. All of them.
You know, there was something I was unfortunately denied the last time we almost got some rest and relaxation.
A sandwich.
Food? They do make a lot of food here.
Not food. We were offered a bath and much, much more. But that much, much more was very much cut off almost as soon as it was offered.
Bathers, bathers, bathers. Sam's type is specifically just bathers.
It's just baiters.
Give me a
He
few
just
moments
needs a bath.
to make sure that the room is ready and available, and to rouse up enough attendance to make sure that it is a memorable experience.
Sounds wonderful.
And they nod, and they stand up, and they almost pirouette and walk out into one of the several doors that you've seen along the edges of the room, where you see the people who are serving food and everything going in and out, and they disappear into the doors. Now, while we wait for that to happen, Lex,
Yes.
you are in the most amazing way exhausted. You have that wonderful burn feeling of when you've had an incredibly strenuous workout and you're in that afterglow phase where the endorphins are pumping.
Nice.
Not to mention, you don't think you can move anything below the waist.
Nice.
And your friend who brought you up here, most everyone has moved out for the moment and moved on, and they bring up a glass of just water, and they're like, "You need this."
Hydrate.
Drinks it.
They are also looking very.
Hydration checkpoint.
They are also looking very unkempt.
Afterglowy.
Yes, afterglowing, and they kind of are propping their head up in their hands, and they're looking at you, and they say, so it's my job to understand my people and to understand my clients. Although you are very enthusiastic, and you are definitely quite amazing, I think that what you really may want or need right now, and she kind of just like snuggles down against you, is, and begins like petting your face with the back of her hand, and says, is a nap.
Yeah.
This is afterwards another bath. But for now, a nap.
Naps are good, and baths are better, but nap first.
So this is, in that case, I will tell you that there is very little that I love more about this line of work than providing people that incredibly warm feeling of falling asleep in someone else's arms. Would you give me that permission?
Yeah, I'll give you that permission.
Thank you. Now, consider me a pillow and relax and let yourself just drift away. I'll wake you in a few hours. So, Lex, you have been on edge forever.
Mm-hmm.
Although the physical acts were a lot of relief of stress and tension, this little bit of act, it's not even intimacy, it is just surrender to feeling safe for the first time in a long time.
It's not. It's. I don't even know if it's feeling like it's feeling. It's feeling like I can rest and not have to worry about having to go straight into fight.
Yep. It's the whole concept of just being able to actually relax when you go to sleep.
What is that like? Please tell me, Lex.
No idea.
No idea. Milagros is like, I've been playing this game for 3 years. Fuck you all.
Yeah, no, that's Milagros. That's Milagros. Like,
So
you ever have to like manually relax your shit when you go to sleep? You realize you're just like clenching.
So you guys are just you're butter. You're melted.
Yeah,
Good night.
she turns in, like the head rests like in the crook of the neck.
And it's out. It's lights out.
It's lights out.
So, Val, we're gonna rewind time a little bit.
Okay.
Rami takes you up to a room. They basically give you, as she goes upstairs, she lets them know that you two want a room. She gets a room. They set you up. They literally, it's a whole thing. They bring in a tray of snacks, drinks, and everything like that. And as they do, Rami kind of like, she goes and sits down on the bed, and she pats the bed beside her for you to come sit down. The attendants are still, putting stuff in the room and everything like that.
Val is still kind of like in a state of shock from being grabbed the way she grabbed him, and so he just kind of quietly walks over and sits and like doesn't quite know where to look or what to look at. He's feeling very shy in this moment.
Mm-hmm. She kind of like, when you sit down, she kind of like takes your hand in her hand, and but she's got her hand like on your knee, and she's holding your hand, pressing your hand down on your knee, and she says, I don't want anything to get strange between us.
Why would things get strange?
I don't know. I've lost a lot.
We know.
And I don't want to feel like I'm taking advantage of you.
Okay.
But I need to feel something other than all of that.
And Val slowly looks up at her. And she can see that there is both understanding and like a very, very like thoughtful look on his face. And we get that.
I don't think I'm ready to think of this as anything more than comfort. But I'm not willing to say that something couldn't happen again. But I just... And she just looks at you, she looks up at you and she says, I just don't want to be alone. At least, not for tonight.
Val kind of, for the first time, since they've been sitting together, like squeezes her hand back. Listen, you've just been through an enormous loss. We can't imagine what you're going through right now in this moment. We want to be here for you in whatever way that we can. If this is the way that we can be here for you, that's okay. To be honest, we were quite surprised when you grabbed us, and kind of all of this right now is,
Rami actually, for the first time in this whole situation, Rami actually looks shy and almost embarrassed. And she says, I was kind of in shock that I did it myself. The entire time coming up here, I didn't know what I was doing.
It's okay.
But I wanted to make sure that it's okay with you.
We won't lie. This is scary. We haven't been with you since before you left. And we frankly have not been with anyone since then. So we don't want to let you down at all. And we don't know what the future is going to hold for us, and Val will point to himself, or for us, and we'll gesture to the both of them. No matter what has happened, and no matter what will happen, we love you. We want you to know that. So whatever this is, whatever this becomes, let it be what it is.
And when you say that, she reaches out, she cups your face in both her hands, and she kisses you. And we can fade to black on that. And you can DM me and tell me if Val goes through with the entire situation. And
well, I can tell you now, he absolutely does.
Okay.
Like he
100%
he
get
wants
it.
to, He wants to feel
Enthusiastic.
something.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah, enthusiastic consent.
Yeah, get it.
He
Lots
Yeah.
of lots of fries. Lots of
Yes.
fries.
So
Lots
many
of fries.
fries. So many
All the fries.
he's
All
he's
the fries.
emotionally in a similar place that she's in, where he doesn't want to be alone either. He hasn't wanted to be alone for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. So, Utopia.
Yes.
What is your? This is actually. What is your reaction to Camille like openly flirting with all these other people? When she gets you alone, basically.
Um.
And gives you a moment to breathe too.
Yeah, no, literally like just buffering, just the little rainbow pinwheel of death for a hot second. But she's kind of proud, you know. She's kind of proud because, yes, Camille was like flirting with all these people, but she's the favorite. She's like, I'm the one that got picked, and it was voluntary and it wasn't arranged, which feels very special. So yeah, she's a little giddy, and you know, like Camille's so pretty, she could have anybody she wants, but Utopia is the favorite. And again, it's voluntary, which is very nice.
Which is very nice.
Yes.
Camille, right after you get disconnect from Drake, Camille's like, she's walking over to the bed and she sits on the edge of the bed and she says, "You had a faraway look in your eyes. You were talking to someone?"
Oh, Drake checked in.
Oh, thank God he checked in then. He would have gotten a brain full.
That's what I was thinking as well.
He says, "Is everything all right? Is he okay? Do we need to rush out?"
No, he's actually arriving, and he's going to check in with Callie. And well, I don't know what his plans are, but he's all right.
He says, she kind of like, you know, she sets the platter down on the bedside table and she kind of like flops down.
Cat of nine tails.
The cat of nine tails. No, she still has that. She still has that.
Oh, okay, bad. Okay.
So she kind of flops down and she's actually playing with the cat of nine tails. She's like just pulling the strings and she says, "So, what you're saying is that we have the night off?"
Yes.
And she says, "I'm your girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Have we ever actually talked about what that means? You're my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean to you?"
Well, I'm kind of learning on the way. That this normally isn't how things are supposed to go. I mean, you met V. It's kind of supposed to be you are assigned your person or possible options, and you have the various stages of courting. You have to be chaperoned.
She puts her hand on your mouth and she says, "That is how people in your part of society do it.
Mhm.
In my part of society, on the wrist, there is a lot of different things that happen. Sometimes people just decide to be together. Sometimes people go through and have a ceremony, and there's religion involved. And just sometimes people are much like what you describe. People are kind of paired off because they're told to by their families. But that's what we are doing is more along the lines of when two people kind of just stumble into each other and they decide to try it out. I guess I'm asking, how's the trial period going?
Oh, it's all very romantic. I mean, this is what happens in stories, that people just like each other, and they both like each other at the same time, and there's nothing really stopping them. There's no feud or rivalry or anything like that, and they just make it work. It's very nice. I like it a lot.
This is good. I just wanted you to know that what was all the flirting and everything like that. That was very, very fun. And thank you for not getting upset.
Oh no, I don't know if there's exactly a word for the opposite of jealous, but I felt kind of proud because you're gorgeous, obviously. And
Hello,
of course
Razorblade 4828.
and,
She says,
and of course everyone's receptive, but I'm the favorite. You picked me.
well, 1,000 times yes, but you have to understand something. The whatever anyone told you, you're brilliant. You're strong and you're noble and you wear your heart on your sleeve no matter who says anything about it. There are not many people I know of, myself included, who can walk around and be just as openly decent and kind as you are. I mean, the money's not even the thing. You're selfless. And I don't understand. I have a hard time when you don't see yourself the way I do.
I appreciate that. I'm trying to get better about that. I think what happened to us when we arrived in the King's throne room did help. I just sometimes I feel like I just have a lot of debts to settle, and this is the least I can do for people.
So, I mean, there's issues with the statement, but I understand what you mean because I've gotten to know you so much. It's just so hard to make you understand what I see every time I look at you. And I almost feel like I'm failing at something.
Oh no.
No. It's because, see, you're going to take that on your shoulders and you're going to see if you can find some way to fix it. But it's not your fault because you are just being you. And yes, it is amazing and it is incredible to be with you. But it's more incredible to know that being with you, me being with you, makes you happy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I understand. I mean, being with you is, I think, the first thing that's made me happy that I feel like is just mine and wasn't assigned to me or handed to me or something else. It feels like it's a choice that I actually got to make, and I got to be a person.
I think the key to that statement is you're using the whole words "got to be." You are always a person. But it is wonderful that you got to have a choice.
Yes, well, I feel like a person. I suppose that's the difference.
She gives you like your forearm a squeeze and says, "You definitely feel like a person." And then she says, I guess I just wanted to make you understand that I love you." She looks around. Man, hell of a place to say that.
You can't find love at a brothel. I froze again.
No, you didn't.
Bullshit. Utopia is gonna just like wrap her up and give her a big squeeze.
Right. So we can fade to black on
Wait,
that.
wait,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
say, I wasn't sure when it was the time to say it, so I was waiting. I love you too, so very much.
she does her best to return the squeeze, but you know.
Yeah.
You're a little overpowering. So
Yeah, just a little bit.
she says, "Good, then you'll forgive me." And she takes the cat of nine tails and she just smacks you on the ass. And and then we fade to black.
That's a good part.
We did it.
Looking for some hot stuff, baby.
Why am I just
Hot
imagining
stuff, baby,
you just hear the like if this is a movie, you would see the smack coming in, you would hear it as it fade to black, you just hear ow!
Just like the Wilhelm scream.
And
Wilhelm scream.
well, that is a wonderful way to wrap up our final episode during Pride Month. I think it's a little early. It's a little earlier than normal, but it has been a very, very fun couple of sessions at the brothel. You guys were amazing, and wanted to take this moment to say something. All these scenes that we did are very much ad lib. But we did a check-in long ago when we started playing, and we made sure that we discovered what everyone's comfort levels were. I check in with the players whenever I think anything is going to be going amiss or awry, and I make sure that they are okay with what's going on in the scenes. And you can have scenes like this as long as you're communicating with your players. And as long as you guys are all keeping kind of everything in your awareness of the situation, it's hard to find groups like this, and I'm incredibly lucky to have one. And but the only reason it's hard is because people have trouble being honest with each other. So when you're doing things like a pregame checklist with your actual what you're okay with and everything like that, be honest with it. Don't answer these questions based on what you think will get you in a group. Be honest with your answers, because if you're not, the group will fall apart. Because that's the type of thing that you have to have in these type of games, where you're going to be getting into these type of situations that can be very touch and go on if you don't know the players deeply and well. So this has been this is a wonderful episode. I just wanted to use some clarity on the whole concepts of games and everything like that, especially with the we don't shy away from the risque. We dance around toss. And we love to basically be able to explore things and have fun, and it's a whole reason we play. So what's the line? Why else do you play tabletop role playing games if it's not to flirt with your friends?
Literally.
Flirt with your friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the next session we're going to be coming back. We're being at the brothel again, but it'll be everyone waking up after their evening's endeavors. And Cassie, you can tell me what Callie chooses to do when she finally starts to get tired. If she chooses to go back to the ship, or she's just going to take a room there to get some sleep.
Honestly, I actually thought about this. I think Callie would stay at the brothel and she'd just tell everybody who's like not working the night, like, you can just come in my room and we can have like a little party, a little slumber party, and like a cuddle puddle.
You would
with
literally
all of them.
have people coming and going from your room all night because people just check in with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything like that, and it's just like no one. It's you are such a refreshing breeze because you don't expect anything from anyone,
Nothing.
and you just treat them all with respect. And you know this is not like a sex dungeon. This is an actual functioning brothel where it's all consensual. Everything has to be agreed to. But even in those situations, people can feel like they're in a customer service job.
Yep.
So
I mean, work is work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's literally customer service.
Yeah.
It is 100%
It's service
customer
work.
service.
Mhm. Yeah, and you're
Service
the
work is like
fact
a lot of extra emotional labor.
the
And
biggest thing.
sometimes-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But the biggest thing I was going to say is that with Calavatia and the fact that she is just there to soak up the experiences and not necessarily there to like try and take anything from them. She's just taking what is freely given and not demanding anything or anything like that. And that you are just like a waystone for them to touch base with during the evening as they may be going through some issues on their own or anything like that. So you have single-handedly brought up the morale of this place with just being Callie.
Callie is house
Hell
mom.
yeah.
I'm your safe space.
Mm.
I am your save point. I am the red bed in Minecraft. You just need to.
And Drake, you're granted that just ability to shut down and not have to be constantly aware and on edge. People attend to you all evening. The bathing is something that's more about relaxing you. It's almost like a massage in a bath. They're just there to make sure you're relaxed. You actually get a bath. You're relaxed and like that. If anything else is indicated by you, or if any attendants come on to you and you do respond, then that just goes the way it goes.
Mm.
But everything about the evening for what they do, what they're saying for you, is they're saying basically, if that is what you wish, then that is absolutely there. But our point is to make you feel safe and relaxed and just be able to let go of all that tension that they can literally, as they're bathing you, they can feel all the tension in your neck and your shoulders and everything like that.
It's probably not just leg and shoulder. It's probably
yeah.
literally everywhere. Like
Yeah.
every part of his body is ready to immediately bolt and act at the drop of a hat, whether it's drawing a weapon, leaping to safety. This might be the first time he actually hasn't been on the edge and just ready to go.
Yeah, it's all about making you feel like you can drop that. And they're not forcing it. They're literally gauging your physical reactions to what they're doing. Anything that helps you relax, they continue with. Anything that seems to make you tense back up or makes you feel even seems to make you slightly uncomfortable, they immediately cut back on that and they replace it with something else. But so for the entire time you're there, it's just these repetitions of trying to get you to be calm and be relaxed and let that guard down. Whether you choose to or not, or whether Drake can, I'll leave that up to you.
Actually, I have an idea.
Roll.
High or low?
I will let the rest of the group decide.
Hi.
So we have one high.
I picked last time. I'm staying out of it.
I'll agree with my daughter and say hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
The next morning, he's going to be just completely relaxed. That's a 19
Natural
on die.
20.
19, baby.
Close to a 20.
19.
And you gotta think, Drake's how old again?
It's like 24, 25.
He
Wow,
has
so
probably been
young.
holding that
He's
onto
young,
that since he was
but
like,
he's
he's probably been holding that level of attention since he was like 12 to 14 years old.
yeah.
So yeah, this could be something that is absolutely altering to Drake's view of the world.
He's getting his brain rewired.
In more ways than one, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but if, by the way, if anyone wants to put anything into the RP section, no details if you don't want to do it, but anything wants to be in the RP section about, what the night means to you, what the experiences mean to you, I will bring that somehow back into the game later.
Dope.
All right, and folks, if you guys want to see what they may or may not put into that, we do have a Discord server. It is in the chat right now. These amazing people have been my players for this evening, and I cannot say enough good things about them. Sphinx, where can people find you on the mighty interwebs?
Well, hello. I am Sphinx Akasha, aka Circle DM on TikTok. Sphinx Akasha, just about everywhere else on the internet. Excuse me. You can find me right here with Dinner in a Game on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, playing Emerald Sanctums and Kingdoms of Mist, respectively. Every other Friday, you can find me with the Alex Bomb channel, playing Initiatives and Intrigues. We've been on a bit of a break, but we should be getting back to it in July. However, on the opposing Fridays, you can find me with the ADH Adventures channel, where I run my own campaign, Agents of the Circle. It's a 5e Eberron homebrew. The party has just have been in the catacombs of the Temple of the 36 Chambers. They've just met Badru, the Bard Cleric. Those of you who follow me on TikTok know exactly who he is. And he is my player PC, or my DM PC, I should say, for this particular adventure. So tune into that. It's also a podcast, so anywhere you get your podcast, all 4 and this current 5th and final season is available wherever you find your podcasts. On Saturdays, we switch on ADH Adventures between Heroes Arc and Unlicensed Magic War Crimes. This week is an Unlicensed Magic week, so please tune in for that. On Sundays, you can catch us playing The Tale That Never Was on ADH Adventures. It's full of time travel-y insanity, lots of wibbly-wobbliness. Pretty sure one of the PCs is a Time Lord. You can find me playing my character, who is my answer to what if Howl from Howl's Moving Castle was an aberrant mind Kalashtar sorcerer, and his quarry was Calcifer.
Dun dun dun.
So for copyright
So
reasons,
cool.
we don't use those names. It's
Absolutely not. We would never do that. Milagros, where can people find you?
Hello. People can find me Monday nights and every other Saturday morning on the Starfield. Not this upcoming Saturday morning, but next week. And then I can be found on Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights with Dinner and a Game. My presence everywhere else is kind of sporadic. I'm doing Camp Nano next month. Maybe I'll do something with that. Also, maybe might have to add a third project to what I was doing, because I have an idea for a little fantasy romance novel that is very, very much based on Camille and Utopia, but it's what if V also got involved, but after they got together, and so it becomes this just these two women wrangling the big himbo paladin that's just has no sense of self-preservation, and they're like, oh my fucking god. They don't even have time to be catty with each other because she's so dumb, and they're just like, if we take our eyes off of her, she's gonna fucking die.
She's gonna fucking die, give away every single thing we own.
No, literally explode something. They can't be like, oh, so you're the other one. They're like, where is she? I thought you had her on the leash. Where the fuck? What the fuck? So that's
What do you mean you adopted 45 orphans?
Literally. She's a hazard. She's a hazard, and it's good. It's great and very cute and very gay.
Oh god.
So
the
what
cat
I'm
girl.
hearing is we need hazard pay. Got it.
Yes, yes, and
No,
she will
Camille
give it.
gets
I
hazard
think we're
pay.
fine.
She will
I don't
give
know
it,
what she's
and
saying.
everything else. But yeah, so that's what I'll be up to.
Basically, we're buying a massive manor to house all these children once the
Yes,
adventure is
we
over.
get literally.
Well, you actually, she actually,
Well, let's
if you guys liberate Ayla, she has a massive.
So what I'm
Yeah.
hearing is,
Ethan's
so
still
what I'm
standing.
hearing is because they kick ass and adopt children. If they had like a bad reaction to said trauma of losing their parents, there'd be Batman.
Yes,
Oh god.
I actually
I'm just
have
quitting now.
I have a character in a different series of mine that was fully intended to be like a fusion of Lara Croft and Batman, but she's also a dumb lesbian. I have a brand
Like
to
a dumb
uphold.
lesbian.
I have a brand
I
to uphold.
know, I know.
This
It's
is
Shocker.
new.
I know. I never
And I
do
love
that. I
It's
never
like
do
me
that
playing
ever.
someone who's not a sarcastic asshole.
They're called self-inserts, people.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Cassie, where can people find you
Yeah.
on the massive interwebs?
Oh, I have the TikToks, I have the Instagrams, I have the Twitter and the Hive. You can find me at Lady Vamp. You can also find me on ADH Adventures on Tuesday nights playing Turning Point, where I get to be a sad cleric who's just trying to hold her shit together, and she does it really well. Much better than my other cleric ever did. And you can find me at Gen Con. Don't forget.
Yes.
Sphinx is running a game. Yours is on Saturday, right? Saturday night.
Mhm.
Saturday evening, yeah.
Yeah, and
And
I think
Sam's in
yeah, and I keep forgetting. I think mine is on Friday. Friday during the
I
day.
think yours is
But
on
yes.
Yeah, go look at ADH Adventures on Gen Con's list and buy tickets, maybe, and you can see us and meet us in person.
Yep.
I hear
And-
there's talk of buttons and whether or not it's okay to hug people, and I'm all in for that.
I'm
And
here.
Good
I'm here
idea.
for that as well. Yeah.
Good idea.
and Dinner and a Game will be attending every single ADH Adventure show because we are going to go just as tourists this year. No events, no nothing. We didn't even know we were going to be able to go until recently, so we're going to have some fun, and I'm probably going to spend stupid amounts of money on stupid shit. But
That's
But-
what cons are for.
yeah, that's what cons
literally
are for.
what cons are for.
But I'm also gonna Jessica's gonna get a new power share hopefully before we go, and so if she does, we're gonna deck it out like Mad Max style with all the blades all over it and everything like that, and she's gonna go first through the crowds.
I love it.
She will part the seas or spill their blood, one or the other.
Valhalla. Witness her. Witness her.
Witness.
Lissa, where can people find you on the Mighty Mighty Airwebs?
I can be found at various iterations of @MissList or @MissList2 on most of the social medias. There might be one I'm missing. Who knows at this point? I feel like no one pops up all the time. Obviously, you can find me here on Wednesdays, and you can find me with Malagros every other Saturday over on the Starfield for Indie Circle's Vampire the Masquerade. And I definitely didn't make my dad cry.
Oh,
that
I
poor
love it.
Chachki.
Did you see what it was?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That
Now
was
I
the
have...
first,
Verlaine, we
hey,
can't- I'm sorry,
happy day I
Verlaine.
embraced you gift.
I'm sorry, Verlaine, we can't be friends anymore.
Sam,
Can't be friends.
where can people find you on the Mighty Mighty Interwebs?
Well, on most, you can find me for most handles at Markov & Co., with the exception of Twitch, which is me and the wives. Normally, she handles more the TTRPG side, running several games. I primarily handle the gaming side whenever I have time, which we're trying to actually find time for me to actually start streaming games again and figure out which ones I'm going to be playing, because there's a lot I have to choose from.
If I send you Starship Troopers, will you play it?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I mean,
Okay.
the other one I want to get and try eventually is GTFO.
I don't even know that one.
Uh
Other than it's get the fuck out.
yeah, think a mixture between objective and escape combined with horror elements.
Okay.
Like you shutting doors and putting down defenses while you're trying to get a door open, while a horde of who the fuck knows what is bashing at the other side trying to break in.
Okay, that might
So
be
it is
fun.
good to
That
have
might
that.
be very fun. That might be
Look up
terrifying. But
gameplay. It looks amazing. It is.
well,
It looks absolutely amazing.
is it like an open beta right now, or is it still just? Not
It's been out for a little bit actually,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
even... I'll check
But
it out.
you guys can
I-
also find me over on ADH Adventures on Tuesday, along with Callie, where I play the group's Phoenix Sorcerer, who as well is doing their best just to keep it all together, but after what happened last week is about to be very difficult.
And you guys are getting ready to finish up on the Tuesday night campaign, aren't you?
Yeah, I think we're at level
We're in final arc?
16, 17, so we're getting into the final
Really?
arc of things.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh,
like
so many
13.
finales happening soon. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dinner and a Game is probably not. Kingdoms of Mist is probably not going to wrap before Gen Con.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
about to say,
we're probably not going to wrap until after Gen Con.
Yeah.
We might, depending on, because like I wanted to give you these couple of breather episodes to wind down a little bit, and then, but we might be wrapping up right before we go on our Christmas break.
Okay.
Ooh.
So-
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
Because
It'll be
after this
fine,
we go
it'll
to Kyrell, and that's Endgame.
Yeah.
We're gonna kick some ass. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
take some names.
Oh yeah,
We're
Well-
gonna kick some names and take some ass.
there you go.
No, we
we
did
already
that.
did that.
Brothel
That's what
episode was
Brothel-
over.
No, we did that
that's
for the
what
past
Brothel
two.
was for.
Yeah, we did that for the past two levels. Two episodes, I mean.
Yeah.
Two levels.
2
We did
levels.
2 levels of taking ass.
Oh, so we're level 18 now?
We're not. No,
Yeah, we should level up after the brothel episode. We really should.
Razorblade, we are not. I don't think any of us are really close to Gen Con. I'm in Texas. Sphinx is like up in Washington
In
State.
Washington State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Utopia's in New York State. Oh no, you're New Jersey.
Jersey for now. I might move to Brooklyn like the week of Gen Con.
I think Cassie's
Cassie's
the
in the great-
closest.
I'm
but
in Minnesota.
I was gonna say, but they're still not really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, closest amongst all of us
Yeah.
in
This is
Retro-
This is
Yeah,
this is in the
it's like-
Northeast, way up there.
Massachusetts, baby.
It's like 10-ish hours. I
And
wanna
then
say.
Sam's all southern East Coast Virginia. So we go. Oh yeah, no, we travel a long way for Gen Con.
oh, yeah, we're driving. Me and the wife are driving.
Me and the wife are driving.
I'm
when-
flying.
I'm
Too
fine.
long
I
to
can't
car.
drive.
Not doing that shit.
I
Jesus.
I'm not going
that
this year,
long.
but I would also not drive.
But
Yeah.
we're also driving up there early because the wife's folks are up in the Gary Muncie area, so we're visiting them first
And then
and
going to
getting
Gen
some
Con.
much needed okay, we just did this long ass drive. We got a little bit of rest time before we have to finish the last tiny bit of the journey.
Well, I've got an advantage over all of you guys. For the first 10 years of my career, I was a road warrior. I did contract work all across the country. So it would be nothing for me to spend 3 months in Virginia and then drive down to New Orleans and spend 6 months in New Orleans, and then and this is also flying home on the weekends every now and then and stuff like that. So I have driven so many miles it's not even funny. So I'm completely used to it.
Yeah, I'm told 6 hours is our limit in the car, and we're not allowed to be in a car longer than that.
So
So the 9-hour drive to Indy is a no-go.
Yeah, it's 14 hours from where we are in Texas. So
I can do up to 8 or 9 hours at a time, just because we would do the drive to and from Boston to Jersey, and depending on traffic, sometimes it would take
oh yeah,
3 hour, an hour to get out of Boston, 2 hours just to get between the boroughs, and then to get out to Jersey. And one time we did drive down to North Carolina, and that was a trip.
Driving
But
in
we
North
did that-
Carolina in itself is a trip.
Yeah, no, we stopped at a diner at a gas station, and there was some people with guns leaned up against their tables, and that was already terrible. But then my dad, who is very much a brown man, got out of the car to pump gas, and one of them sat up, and we were like, no, and we just kept going. we almost let the car run out of gas because we were like, no.
I don't blame you. I
don't remember
blame
where
you.
we were, but I was like, I'm never coming back here again.
Judging by that, it was.
Well, all you
Where
got.
did you guys end up visiting?
We were going from Massachusetts to North Carolina.
Yeah, what part of North Carolina?
Charlotte?
You were going to my hometown?
Yeah, but I have family that lives around there.
So
Gotcha.
honestly, you was probably up near Winston-Salem because that happened, because that tends to have a lot of that.
It was terrible.
It's like just like being in Northeast Texas, so that's
I never
all right.
want to do that shit again.
Or East Washington.
Oh no.
Or North Louisiana.
A lot of places.
Or
to
anywhere
not
else. Anywhere in Louisiana that's not New Orleans.
go. Or anywhere.
Yeah.
Just all
Louisiana. I was gonna say you could just say Louisiana.
You could just say
Yeah. Those of us who are from New Orleans know that we don't really count New Orleans as being part of Louisiana. It's its own territory.
So is that like how Atlantans feel about the rest of
Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah.
that? Makes sense. That makes sense.
So also remember we started a sub drive. Basically we are going to Gen Con. We are going to be networking there and developing some more relationships. We've got some goals for more streams coming up, and we want some work with some of these amazing creators. These guys, you can find their links in our chat right now. But we are trying to get up to 50 subs on our sub goal. We're at 31 right now, thanks to the amazing people we have, like Admiral, who was so fucking generous and badass. And we thank you for that, Cassie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we only gifted one sub to a bot.
Oh shit!
no.
I still have to get out. I still have to gift out a sub to make up for that because we bought subbed. But anyway, I got an idea. So, but we're going to be going to Gen Con. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff there to set up the next year of shows for DAG, and that includes some things going on with Material Components, which is a company we're opening up that's going to be doing things like custom dice rolling trays, custom dice boxes, and by custom I mean we're paying for artwork. We're getting a laser cutter. We're going to have the artwork engraved on the outside of the dice boxes, and on the back sides of the leather rolling trays, and we're going to go ahead and be getting some more stuff, like we're ordering some dice. We're not going to be doing our imprinted dice yet because it is just jacked expensive right now. The requirements for that are stupid expensive. Just to be considered to do that, I have to put in an order that's almost $10,000. And that's not even with a lot of variety in the order. So I'm trying to work with some of the distributors and trying to find a way to do that. I don't mind putting an order in that big if I can get lots of variety, so I can give people choices. But
Yeah.
that's hard. That's hard to freaking get. So what we're gonna do is we're going to say goodnight to you guys, and I'm gonna say night to these wonderful people who have played this game tonight. I'm gonna marvel at Cassie's hair because it's gorgeous,
It's clean this time.
It's
I
clean.
usually don't have super clean hair on stream.
Hey, it's wonderful. It's amazing. I love the greens. And what we're going to do is, first off, number one, if you want to help support us in any way, shape, or form, we appreciate any type of help you can give. But if you want to support us and get cool stuff, you can go to our link at Memory World's Taverns right there. They supply coffees and teas that are absolute premium. They're ethically sourced, and they're incredible. Sphinx, as like an addict for their teas. I think he has all of them. Good night.
I have all of them, yes.
And we're going to go ahead and let you guys know that if you use this link and use that discount code, you'll get 10% off of everything on your order. You can also, if you want to rep us when we see you at Gen Con, if you're going to Gen Con, you can go, hey, my sniper, thank you so much. I got distracted. But we have merch that you can order, and we're getting new merch in thanks to the amazing and absolutely gorgeous Red Queen Hales. She's doing some shirt designs for us, and we're going to be putting those up in the store. One of them is a very, very, very wonderful and typical shirt that I was saying that I love from the D&D game, and that's the one of you go to push the orc off the cliff, and then it shows a natural 1 on a d20, and it says you stroke his back gently with your
Caress
fingers
his
instead, and he is very
He's
uncomfortable.
very uncomfortable. I love that shape.
And so Hales is gonna do art for us for that, and the other one we're doing is one that I kind of made up, and it basically says the BBEG has you by the throat, choking the life out of you, and then it shows, and then it's gonna have like that an animation of that art, and underneath it it's gonna say, "Tell me more, DM Daddy."
Tell me
Tell me
more.
more, Dungeon
Tell
Daddy.
me more. Tell me more.
And so, but we're going to be doing more art and more shirts that are going to be coming out, and so be looking for that in our retail store. And if you want to, and I have put in the order for the first 10 3D printers for material components. They're coming in next week. The garage is getting set up because until we get the other building built, we're doing everything in their garage right now. But be ready to see some actual pictures of the material components products coming very soon. We've got enough printed out to start assembling some of the kits. So we're going to assemble the kits, do photos of them, and then we're going to be posting them up on the website and on the Facebook page. And we hope you guys like them. And we're going to be getting ready for a hard launch very, very soon. So all that being said, there's nothing I can say except thank you for all the opportunities that this small channel has given us, and I want to say thank you to these amazing people who come on and play. I hope that my games are 1/10 as amazing as you are, because if they are, then you guys, I can't even begin to tell you how much I love it. But we're going to go ahead and say goodnight to you guys by raiding out into someone else. The Be Right Back screen is going to come up for a few minutes. White through it. We're going to decide who we're going to raid off screen, and then we will jump into their stream. When we do, make sure you tell them Dinner at a Game sent you. Make sure you show them some love. Give them a follow if you have not followed them, because that's the biggest thing you can do for any creator is give them some love with a follow. Also, do not forget, at Dinner Game, we always save you a seat at the table, but please be careful. Social distance where you can. Wear a mask when you can. We want you to be safe. We want you to come back and join us every single show you can make it for. We love you, and we will see you again on Friday for the best days.